Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Friday Night Bricks. Won't need those. Well, maybe I could use them, but it is episode 213 tonight, Brickworld Hype Show number 3. As you can see behind me, I have the new banner for the show, which will be taken to Chicago. So that is done. I dropped off some shirts so that my co-host and I will look professional at Chicago, look like we belong, because our goal is to stream from there. That's the goal. So that's the goal. Obviously I just ate, sorry guys, so my mouth is still coming down from eating. So other than that, I guess it's Jesse's birthday today. Facebook reminded me because I forgot. So whether or not Jesse will show up for his birthday tonight, we will see. And I'm not sure who else will come in. Obviously last week we did have a full panel. We'll see what we get this week. I will just be building water tonight. And actually, you know what? I need to I got this camera. And actually, that camera's not very good. So I'm going to have to just do it.
Welcome, Hawkeye. Welcome, Bricklock. How are you fellas doing?
I'm using cheese wedges to build kind of like a whirlpool. We'll see how it really looks. I might, I definitely have to pick up the sea monster and that someone else who's not coming is willing to offer to the display, and then might have a giant turtle that someone else is bringing. So, but hey, Bricklock, yep. So, that's probably all I'll do tonight. We'll see what else is going on. We'll see who we get in here. I did get something else. I'm hoping. I still need to play. I ordered something else through Amazon, just because. Obviously, obviously for streaming, the goal is to bring this computer. The goal is to bring the monitor, this nice big 32-inch monitor. So the goal is to bring that.
Nice.
I have a second mic. I have a second blue mic. I might leave this one here and get the other one. I picked up a cheap one on at Walmart or something one time. Oh, they just really sealed this bag really good, didn't they? Where's my stuff? So I got to see if these will actually even. That's not what I ordered, is it?
Yeah.
Maybe it is. Well, okay, yeah, I guess it is. So I ordered this. So my goal was to see if I could. So the goal was to see if I could take a headset, and of course I don't know where the mic is for this guy. My goal was to see, because my other good headset's US or Bluetooth. So the goal is to see if I found some of these headsets. I can't put it on my head. Something's wrapped up on. So the goal would be to see if I could have these headsets, and the goal was to see if I could take the single prong, plug it into here, and then I have some splitters. Split them. Split the mics, and plug the mics into the mic port on the computer, and split the headset.
Gotcha.
So that technically we could all talk over each other if we wanted to while we're streaming. That's the goal. Because that would be easier. I'm sure people might have headsets like these laying around that have a single plug, possibly. They might be. Everybody's going to USB, but this might be easier to find too, if I want to. And I got to figure out what I do with my mic, because I don't know what my mic is, and I don't know if the other one's compatible. So I picked these up. These are cheap. But so I'm actually trying to massively multitask, trying to get shirts. Shirts are ordered, so that's a good thing. Banner is here, so banner's good. Recording and streaming, that is still being worked on, and that's kind of a process in its own. And having a cart, that's the other kicker. So I got to figure out how I'm doing all that. So I have been on Facebook Marketplace, kind of hunting, looking, and see if I can find even a cart that would work. Just kind of something I might go out and look around and see, just something that'll fit in the van along with all my castle stuff. So that's all going on. I got to finish the rest of the mock. I've been working on that. That's been kind of crazy. So you split it. It has headphone one and mic on the other. Yeah, this one will split. Supposedly it's supposed to split that one that, because that headset has all of it in one plug. I just want to split it so that on my computer, because my computer is an old school computer. I built it myself. It's got the audio. So most of the motherboards now have that audio. I just need one for the mic and one for the speaker. But the problem is with recording, we get one thing. We could use the mic, but they're doing an auction that night. So in the end, the mic's going to pick up everything. So, I mean, I'm trying to try a couple different things. I might see if headset will work. You know, I mean, there's that chance people might have a headset that would work, and then I just split it. You know, that way we all talk at once. Otherwise, the mic's going to pick up everything. It's going to pick up the whole auction and everything, which is fine, which we still might want to, but in the end, it's, you know, it's going to pick up everything. All the extra noise, all the extra conversations is my guess. So, but the ring for the mic is in this. Yeah, I will see. I mean, if it doesn't work, it's like, wow, $18 burn, no big deal. I mean, in the end, if it, you know, plus I got to have the headset, so I got to see if this is going to work. But in the end, we'll see. I mean, I'm playing with different ideas. You know, it's obviously, obviously it's last minute, unfortunately. You know, obviously, you know, luckily the banner got ordered. You know, I dragged my feet a little bit. The shirts got ordered, dragged my feet a little bit there. You know, probably could have bowling shirts if I worked on it 2 months ago, but you know, I kind of dropped the ball on that one. So, but you know, I was, you know, I think Hoosier's sending me some more tiles. But in the meantime, I actually realized I had a bunch of the light blue tiles on all my tower modules. So these guys will probably be, I don't know, hopefully trans black. Otherwise, I do have a lot of my favorite color. I do have a boatload of 1x2 purple tiles, and that's what I did for the, because I had tiles underneath too. I had tiles on my mills for my clover, and so I put those out and replace with purple, because you won't see this anyways, but you will see the tower and all that stuff. So, but yeah, and so yeah, it's been fun and exciting. I don't know if this will work real well, but let's see if it works. Actually, that's not the right spot here. So, me big screen. We'll see. This is. I can probably send the picture to myself too. But for those people who know, I have a large storage, and with my storage, I have a large focus. I have a large build table. So the old Hope Castle fit on that whole table. So down here is the island, and then obviously there's a couple spots. This spot right here is going to be Jordan's base. Chop will be here in the middle, and then I'm going to be back over here. So it's coming. It's just it's taking time to build and everything else, and water's coming along pretty good. So the more of these guys, these whirlpools I do, the better off I might be too. So yeah, Larry, your short tail reminds everybody of a bricks and minifig bin.
Yeah, well, that's where I got the idea to make this, you know, this fence to be able to sit here without chasing parts all over the floor.
What? You don't want to chase parts all over the floor?
No.
Yeah, I do that all the time when I build.
Problem is, I get down there to get the parts, and it's harder and harder to get back up off the ground.
Well, while I was looking for stuff, I did stumble across this. These were specifically made for me. One of the guys, you remember, you know, not Dwayne. Now I can't think of the name. Dang it! One of the guys in CowLug.
Stuart.
I have a brain fart. Stuart has an engraver. So Stuart.
Right. Yeah. I just met Stuart face to face.
So Stuart made me. Yeah, Stuart made me some masonry bricks in clear. So I mean, this was done a long time ago.
Oh wow!
So it's here, and that. So I mean, he wrote on the bags. So this is a Flemish bond. So this is different than the Lego one. So this is actually a different. This is like his own pattern type thing.
Huh?
Focus.
Crazy.
So yeah, it's clear. So it's got different patterns. But I mean, yeah, it did cost me some, like I bought some. I traded. So I traded some modulars for this stuff, and then the stretcher bond I think is just the standard Lego. Oh, I got some clear ones. Oh, I should have used these somewhere in my castle. So I got bunches of the standard Lego pattern.
Really?
Here, yeah.
And those were, he engraved them to make them look like that?
Yep. So he engraved. Yep. I gave him a bunch of stuff, a bunch of bricks. So I've got some trans black too. Trans black. The trans purple are currently in my haunted house, which is still at my Bricks and Minifigs store, my local Bricks and Minifigs store.
Nice.
So, but the purple ones were pretty cool. He also did a couple of these. Wait for it. Ooh.
Oh wow!
Ooh. And then he did that same thing on some of the smaller panels too, like the nice 1x2 by 5. So yeah. And then Richard from Brickworld is going to be printing me that logo that's right behind me back here. Just envision that logo on a 1x6x5 panel.
Cool.
Yeah, in a couple different colors. That way, people have a choice. I did send him some of the container ones too to see if they would work. So, yeah, he's got a CNC machine. I think that's what he's got. So, now, this was a long time ago. This is when I worked for Lego, because I had the ability to get what he wanted using my discount and trade. So, in the end, yes, Lego, I never sold anything. I used my discount to buy sets for kids battling cancer, and to do that, to trade for someone else's abilities. So in the end, I never sold Lego, but yes, I used the discount very well to get certain things I needed. So in case, of course, I will probably be talking about that at some point too. I did find another fellow ex-Lego employee. We might talk at some point. So trying to figure out my outfit to match my theme, and working on building panels, final road bridge to lay on top. I take it that Hawkeye, is that for Chicago that you're still kind of working? Is that what you're working on? No. Oh, sorry for that. God, my co-host forgot to tell me, hey, I want to be seen too, man. Everybody wants to hear me and see me sort all these beautiful colors.
I just need this crap off my table so I can start building for Chicago.
Hey, dude, you've got only 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
I know.
Good thing I didn't ask you to. Good thing I didn't really push you to build my island, because we'd be in trouble. Because the island got bigger since my first request. You'd be like, no, I can't do it. I'm like, okay.
I've got a lot built already. There's some other stuff I need to work on.
Yeah,
including the collab with Mel and Jesse and Troy, who is now coming.
Better hurry up, man! Hurry up!
Yeah. I sit in this room all day, every day, so it shouldn't be an issue.
So, yeah.
If I could just get my kids to get over here and help me sort.
Okay, now you're asking for miracles. Man.
I know.
At this point, you might as well ask for, hell to freeze over, and that might be a possibility.
Seriously, tell me that.
Is that a 1x1? Where'd that 1x1 come from? 1x1.
I told them they don't need to get me anything for Father's Day or my birthday. They just need to help me sort. Well, I haven't gotten a reply from Jesse. He must be out.
Maybe. He's out having fun. Well, I have a 1x1 in that other one, so where are my 1x1 blues? I guess I use a light blue because I can't tell. Looks like it's a dark blue, but I don't see any 1x1 dark blues. They're not on my build table, so I don't see where they're at. Huh. Okay. Hey, Dusty Bricks, welcome. If Bricklock says if, oh yeah, we might as well put that on the screen. You know, yeah, you know, I mean, hopefully hell won't freeze over. You know, but you know. In the end, you know, like we made the joke the other night, you know, or, you know, I'll make it a hashtag, you know. Whoa. So hey, Clicking Cliff, welcome. Doc's here.
Happy Friday, everybody.
So welcome
to June.
They're raising prices. They might as well bring us the goat at this point then. I'm guessing that's what it should be. The money should be going for. Because, you know, guys are bringing us that goat, man. Give us the goat. The question is,
well, just remember, kids, there is a such thing as voting with your dollars.
The question is, if I do a big one, can I still do? Yeah, I can still do it. That's fine. We'll just do this here. We'll do this. Okay, so Richard's got that. Cool. Nice. Yeah, chat. Actually, sometimes chat moves so slow here, you would think you're missing something, but you're not. So, but you know, hopefully that doesn't happen until like we get into that 3 or 4 hour mark. So,
do you think Mark will be joining us or Brian tonight?
That's a good question. I don't know. Not sure. It would.
Did they just pop up the last couple of weeks? Or did they give you a heads up?
Yeah. I mean, in the end, I think they get invites just like I know Brian does. Mm-hmm. And I think Mark's been getting them too, I believe. Oh man, no. Are you kidding me? Close that because I don't know what that was doing. Pretty sure Mark gets one, I think. Unless I added him last time. Oh wait, there's a message there. Okay, he's an hour out.
Oh, okay.
And then you just never know. I mean, everybody kind of has their when they can pop in and stuff. So in the end, it would be, you know, I mean, I don't twist arms or anything like that. So you know, it's. Let's see here. I'm trying to think how I wanted to do this. It made more sense when there was only one. This. Actually, I might have messed up the beginning. Actually. Let's see if I can do this here. So, oh, and actually, yeah, I think I do have. What am I thinking? I actually do have. Where is that? Okay, something is really wrong here.
What are you working on?
No, I'm trying to. Yeah, my OBS is not letting me do anything, and then. Well, that let me do something. Why is OBS not letting me do anything? Let's try this. Okay, OBS is locked up. Can't move the mouse fast enough because I got too much crap on my desk here. Oh yeah! Now that I hit Control Alt Delete. No, don't end this! Don't end me! Computers, you know, yeah, don't end me, but yet, you know, that's what I'm trying to get you to do. So this is before I added the water today. So
big screen yourself.
I know I'm getting there. I just said my mouse is struggling. So So basically, this is the big layout. So actually, let's see. Hold on, I don't want that. So the area with the green and the large boat, which kind of, I wish I had a way to do it because my mouse isn't letting me do it. But the upper left is the island. The bottom lower left is Jordan's base. And then in the middle is Chop's base. And then mine's in the upper right, which might have a lot more snow. I might bring snow down that right edge just so that I don't need as much water, possibly. Might save me some water. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, so that's what we're working with. So it's coming. It's coming. I think actually this is what I was playing with. The water section off the tweet. My Canadian order did not come today, which kind of sucks. But I have these that must have been in like support or something. These nice dark gray plates.
Oh yeah, what are you using those for?
Well, I played with some slopes, and I was kind of thinking I could put that on part of the hilltop or the mountain or something. So, but yeah, so I'm kind of waiting on some more parts in Canada, just some small ones, just some small stuff like the colored stuff I'm using for all the fun stuff I'm doing. How did I do this here? I'm looking at this. I think I even did that wrong. I don't have any facing. I think I did that wrong. Dang it. Might have to wait for this one on a night when I'm not concentrating so hard. But Dusty did really, yeah. Dusty really loves your table, so it's yeah. We got people scattered across the different realms, so people a little bit everywhere.
Oh yeah, thanks, Dusty.
So
it is handy. Gotta have one.
Don't blame Canada for anything. Try not to. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, that should be good. So, just trying to figure out how to. I might just go to easy. I'm going to go to easy water. There we go. That's the easy stuff. Go to the easy stuff. So I don't have to. It's too hard to think. So. Oh, the other realm. Not sure what that means. What other realm you're referring to? But
Dusty, are you on? Where are you? Where are you broadcasting? Are you on Facebook?
I am on Friday Night Bricks. Friday Night Bricks, both YouTube and Twitch, and then I'm on my Hope Castle YouTube. There's still people that still come in from there. Hopefully after Chicago, everybody will be at just the Friday Night Bricks channel. The QR code is going to take them right to the website, so that everybody will know where to go if they've been chosen as a winner and they didn't watch the whole stream, for future streams. So, oh yeah. So Dusty was on mine, so that's fine. That's fine. I mean, we'll transition people. I mean, when I'm at Chicago, that's kind of what I'll talk about too. Is just letting people know, hey, because you're still going to find, about 150 episodes on their channel. I have not moved them all. That's a project that'll happen after Chicago this year, because then I'll have plenty of time to just kind of wind down from Chicago. No other shows on the horizon I'm aware of other than Train Fest, but that one's going to be just Castle, nothing special. And that's kind of what I need. I need to start really doing some time management and really kind of working hard on getting the channel a little bit more updated. Do maybe some more few episodes like what Doc does once in a while, where you do a little bit of a cornucopia. Maybe do a quarter, do an episode for the quarter. 3 months of stuff for every month or something, depending on how far. Probably quarters for the last 4 years, and then maybe try and do monthly going forward, where highlights from the shows. Something funny happened. Something like that. Some good stuff. So. Well, Dusty, the Lego streams, the reason we stream is so that you can actually, the goal is so that you can build, you can sort. That's why we stream so long. We'll stream for 4 hours. If it gets quiet in here, I'll play some music. So, in the end, I got, that's what I'm also paying for. I'm paying a Patreon to use his music in streams and stuff. So he's, pretty well established, and so a lot of people use his music. So, hoping that as we get closer, as we get closer to that next hour, everybody will start to be kind of in that evening mode, and we'll probably get more people in here. I think it's because we're across the spectrum, so it's 7 Central here. It's still dinner time where Larry's at 6 o'clock when most people eat, and then it's 5 o'clock on the West Coast. So, it's later on the East Coast, but it just depends on who's going to jump in. So, and I sent out about 40 invites. It just depends on who wants to come in. I actually just posted the YouTube link on Facebook, but in terms of just for watching it, and so we'll see. Doc's getting pizza. Yeah, I picked up something on the way back. Yeah, Mark will be in about 30 to 45 minutes, I think. So he will be back in. So, so in the end, it's good. So we'll be, we'll have a few people in here tonight. Let's see kind of who else we can get in here, but it's kind of how it goes. So. But yeah, Mark Larson. In the end, it's one of those things where it'd be not. Like Hinkle had always said, Todd with Brickworld never really was into this stuff. It never hurts to kind of jump into some of these ones. Technically, since we've been doing this 4 years, if he wants us to hype some of the bigger shows as they approach, I have no problem doing that. I might not be coming, but I'll get people that are going to the show that. Can talk about stuff. I've been trying to get a few guys. Next week might be the big one, but by that point, if I get some of the people that are managing some of the activities and stuff, might be kind of hard to build unless you're a really good builder, really fast. You might be able to build some stuff for that. So, but yeah, so because in the end, we've got. I know there's some up in FoxLug. Their kids doing the boat race. Anybody who hasn't built a boat. Hey, that's stuff, that's fun stuff. It will be kind of hard. Make sure if you're going to use the IR controller, the standard IR controller. I don't know how the new ones work. If the new one's Bluetooth, it might work okay. I don't know how the channels work on that one, on the new one. I have a S-Brick, so I use my phone to control it. So I can stand at one end of the pool and I don't have to move throughout the whole boat race, which is nice, but I don't know if I'll have a boat ready. It depends on how fast I can get this stuff done this weekend. And early next week. So, Hawkeye fell asleep last week. Came prepared, drank an energy drink beforehand. Just stay up some. It's 8:30 p.m. here and have to work tomorrow. Yeah.
Am I echoing in your? Yeah. I was echoing on you.
Maybe.
Well, now I'm not anymore. That was weird.
I don't know. Obviously, it might have something to do with the way, but it's fine.
Wait.
So, well, that's good. I'm trying to cut back on the dew. Obviously, I had some today. It was a little bit more of a stressful day. Trying to keep from having to work tomorrow. So we had Monday off. And so if we get everything done to Friday, we don't have to work on Saturday. And the goal, they want everybody to try to get to that point. So I had to start way out. And there's, of course, road construction. So I'm driving my truck 55, 60 miles an hour down old rural roads because they got construction. So, yeah, it was fun. I really was hoping that stop wasn't there today, but it was. So, and then come back into town and do that stuff. So, and then I finished about 2:33, dropped off my rent check for my storage, and then And then ran to Kohl's to pick up shirts for Jesse, myself, and Larry for Brickworld. And we'll have the logo on some shirts on the back, nice and big on the back, our names on the front, so you can at least walk up to us and know who we are. Hopefully you'll know us from looking at us, but you just never know. I got to figure out where to hang the banner. I got to figure out where I hang the banner at. I mean, I'll find a good place to hang it and for the show. And then whatnot. Hey, Johnny G. Welcome. So
hey, Johnny.
That's the goal. So I mean, I'm just trying to get ready last minute. I mean, because the last time I was at Brickworld in 2019, I'd only been doing the show for about a year, and I really didn't do a lot of stuff there. I did stream the Lego Munchkin game live, and that I didn't play. I actually bought my seat. I didn't play. I had a past champion play. So I'm still 0-4. I'm 0-4 actually. Whatever, 0-4 in playing the Munchkin game at Brickworld. So one of these years, hopefully, I'll win. I definitely need to, get some money raised for that. Might have to try and sell some Lego before then or whatnot. But I'm kind of using a fair amount of funds for other stuff right now. So, but I had some people looking at some stuff and then they kind of backed off or I didn't want stuff. So, yeah, I drink a fair amount. You can see what the Mountain Dew does to me when I don't brush my teeth enough. So, but the mic, I might have to change my sig fig. I used to have a fig with a tooth missing. There's a bad guy out there that has that. So I mean, I was using him for a while, but I don't know if any of the Chima guys are missing teeth. I might have to hunt for that, see if there's any of those out there. So, but yep. So Larry, is that your stuff or is that Ken's stuff? That's your stuff.
This is all like MOCs I've taken apart.
Oh.
And shrapnel from builds, and there was still some I think it was some of the stuff from the Friends batch that I had. Sorry,
I was gonna say I had my stuff on my table for sorting, and then I realized, oh, I need the whole table for the build, and I'm like, I guess I'm gonna have to start throwing those bins under the table. Luckily, I have enough rough sorted so that I can find stuff. So I'm digging plates out left and right. And then, of course, when I dig out those, I find other stuff. I'm like, I didn't realize I had those. Look, that worked, And so, because then, of course, and I actually took it out there. Jordan, I said, hey, Jordan, do you want to build like a beach for your mock so it brings it to like an even base plate? Because otherwise he was kind of at a weird size. I said, sure, no problem. This is what I got. I said, that'll work fine, just whatever. So he covered the whole thing with tan plates. I'm like, wow, gosh, I hope I have enough tan plates to do what he just did. I'm like, okay. So, obviously I used some clear underneath and kind of did there's tan on the edges. And so I did that and then did it. I mean, and it still looked nice. His section will look really awesome because he's trying to, I said, make it so that it, goes to the beach where you've got paths. So it'll be good. Snarl tooth, I'll have to look for that. You'll have to Hawk, if you figure out which one that is, you'll have to let me know. But in the end, yeah, so it should be good. We should be good. In the end, I don't anticipate winning any collab awards just from the simple fact that there are probably so many awesome collabs. I think, maybe not, I don't know. In the end, but obviously I'm hoping for possibly some individual nominations. We'll see. But in the end, it's all about having fun. And without Reed having to set up his whole castle, his big castle, and and all that. I want to get to the point where I can play with others and stuff, so the castle isn't kind of by itself or whatnot. That's kind of the goal. Is it's just because there are some castle builders that like to build castle, and the more the merrier. Who knows what the theme will be next year? So in the end, at the closing ceremonies, we get to find out. So in the end, maybe I'll recruit other people. I still have yet to get Ralph here. I have still yet to get Ralph to Brickworld Chicago. So, and he does have a rather large croc army, or not rather large, but he has a very intricate, equipped croc army. So he's got some nice equipment and mechs and boats and everything. So one of these years I'll get him here. Hopefully, get him to Chicago.
Ralph from out here.
Yeah, hopefully. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he had talked about it a couple times, and actually for him, he'd be somebody who could bring his camper, bring his RV, type thing. Bring the dogs, bring the RV. I mean, because I'm hoping that that's something that, you know, in the future they're still going to allow a few people to do that, because in the end that's, you know, I mean, it's a good way for the people who maybe, like for Ralph, who, you know, definitely has had some health scares and health issues. It'd be nice for him to travel in the comfort he's used to. So, I mean, and he has traveled across the country. He did it a few times, I think, before. In my early years of Brickworld, I think he traveled to relatives on the East Coast and whatnot, and traveled his RV because he'd find all these kick-ass sales. I'm like, and then I do it, and I take those highways, and I hardly saw anything. I'm like, you must have taken them all the year before, because I can't find any. So, but so we'll see. So, it'd be nice. So, but yeah, as of right now, folks, it's just me and Larry. We should hopefully have some others here a little bit later.
Yep, I did hear from Jesse. He is otherwise occupied tonight.
Oh, he's occupied all night. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. So we will. Moto's in Houston. He's at that, I believe, isn't it like a museum type kind of thing, Moto? You can kind of. You're welcome to kind of tell in the chat where you're at. I know you were talking about it last week. I want to say it was something to do with a museum and the brick. So I try to remember what I can. You know, obviously a good host should do that. I mean, you know, otherwise I'm gonna get, you know, revoked. They're gonna take my host status away. So, but sure, if you want, yeah. So we do have a fair amount of people in here tonight. Pearl Fincher has a brick exhibition for 3 months and it's free. There you go. Cool. I think Haley's down that way, down in that area. I think in Houston or something. I think so, isn't she? I think so. I think that's where she at. So who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky and get to see her. You never know. So. Well, that's funny. I love putting two plates together and just send them flying across the room. Always just goes over so well. and it's clear. So, I mean, you know, a trans.
Yeah, you'll never find it.
No, I ordered some more weapons. So I mean, and then of course I ordered weapons again that obviously don't glow. So I'm like, oh, that's not going to be good. But you know, some of these suckers glow pretty good. And so I ordered some more stuff for that, and then I got some today, or I got some yesterday, because the one guy Jefferson he's got a like a sea monster, and so his sea monster has got, you know, I'm gonna try and put some of the fluorescent stuff underneath so that with the black light, so maybe you'll pick it up. So that's kind of the goal. So. I haven't done any ships crashing, actually, and that's what I was going to grab was a mermaid today, and I forgot to grab her because I got too sidetracked. So we'll probably put some mermaids by the whirlpools, trying to attract unsuspecting flying
wayward sailors.
Yeah. Well, the goal too is I have. Nice. Actually, you know, the person who probably needs it is the other person on the stream. I bet he still needs some of those, you know. So, if you're heading back to Denver, you know, I mean, you know.
I got plenty, but I think Mel needs some.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. Who needed them, or was it someone else? Jesse? Someone? I don't know.
Jesse had.
He had some. Yeah.
But we're making these. Oh, sure.
You're making something. It looks good. Hey, Jeff.
It looks good. Now it's all broken.
That's okay.
We're working. It's a WIP, as they say.
Work in progress. Yeah.
Indeed.
So, yeah. So that's cool. Yeah. I mean, in the end, I mean, I mean, I've got a bunch. My headlight bricks are laying around here somewhere in a bin. I mean, I've got probably about 3,500, and those are probably the ones that aren't. Those are the newer ones, so those aren't even included by the count that I already have that I got through Logbolt for a few years and whatnot. So, But yeah, headlight bricks are cool. Clear headlight bricks. I think everybody can use those because you can use them kind of behind stuff or whatnot. Maybe in water to add to ice claw or ice claws have the same 1 2. Okay, I'll have to look and see. I'll have to look at that and see. I don't know if I have any ice bears here. I think they're all out in the barn waiting to go have some fun. So I'll throw it on the big screen so it'll be easier to find later. So I was looking for something the other night and I don't think I ever found what I was looking for when I was trying to. So, but yeah. How many bins of sorting stuff do you still have? Like where it's like really hasn't even been started or anything? No.
You see that bin?
That big one? Is that a pre-rough sort bin where it's just all kinds of cornucopia?
It's all everything. It's clean. But then right now I'm just doing it by color.
Ooh.
Down there, it's down on the floor.
That did help with the current project. I mean, obviously, I do have I have some stuff that's not sorted by color. So I have my 2x plates, 1x plates, big plates, all that stuff. So luckily, I still have more of those, 6x16, gray. I mean, in the end, the island is using dark gray. So, I mean, the end, it's dark gray at the top, and then it's got the dark green, and then it's got the light green. It's not the lime green. It's like a light green. That I had to order 2x4 plates so that yellow line no longer exists. But I ordered like 125. It's like, man.
Light green?
Light green. Yeah. Let's see what. Hold on.
Like the Minecraft green?
No, that's green. Is it?
That's green.
Is it, then there's a light green, not a lime green, but like a light green in between the two. 6x12 plates that probably were on the picker brick wall for years are in a light green. Now, if you have any of those, if you have like a 6x12 plate,
not like this.
No, I think that's
a pastel green.
I don't know. No, it's not base plate green. Base plate, I don't think so. No, base plate green is green. If you look at my thing here, see if I can make it even bigger. Oh, I can't. So that the green is like the standard green there that's below the gray, and then it's like a bright green. I don't know what it's called. It's not lime green because I got some lime green stuff. Kind of the plant is like a lime green. So yeah, it's weird because it's like, and the small parts are expensive because they, like I said, they haven't made very much with it. I think the 1x1s and the 1x2s were just astronomical in price, or at least expensive, and there weren't very many of them. So Miguel's got a question for you. He's accusing you of something.
Nope. But I did get the idea from them.
So, yeah, no, I mean,
everyone should have one.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, I'll just, put stuff around the edges of my build table and storage. And here, I'll let them fall on the floor. I'll step on. I'll find them later when I step on them. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's Mark. Ooh, look at that.
Mark Larson. Ooh, that's what a great view.
Oh, I see something. I don't know what I see, but I see something.
It's Pepper's ghost.
Oh.
So it's focused on the outside of the cavern there, so you can't really tell what the Pepper's ghost is, but it's one of the collectible minifigures, Mayan warriors.
Oh, nice.
Well, it looks like everyone else is out enjoying the weather or something. There's only 3 of us, huh?
Well, Jesse's birthday is today, so he's out.
Happy birthday, Jesse.
Thanks to Facebook, it reminded me. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, you're right. Could be weather. I mean, or it could be people frantically building for Chicago. We might think everybody built for 3 years,
Right.
but it might be everybody was having like ideas like I am, and then kind of like, oh, you're not going to build? And okay. Oh, I guess I got lots to do. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I love the people who I checked in with her. I'm like, are you coming this year? And they're like, oh, no, I'm taking a break. I'm like, a break? We just had a 2-year break.
From a break from the 2-year break?
That's not going to fly. That doesn't work.
Yeah, no, not at all.
You had a break.
Yeah.
You had a really nice special break where technically you didn't have to really, end with Lego at all. So,
Right.
Oh well.
Yeah, I'm frantically building because I finally got all of my, managerial work done. Most of it anyway. I've got some smaller things to do, but like the big things are out of the way, and so now I've got to like make sure that I don't piss off my collaborative.
Yeah, and I still need to I probably need to reach out to Joshua because I probably want to see if I can get. He's got a bigger following, or figure out where to put that picture of Brian's wall. See if I can get some information on some of the people because, like I said, I don't know a lot of those people, so I still need to try to see if there's people out there that know some of the people. I just need probably to put it out there where there's a little bit bigger of a following and more people that might visit it, type kind of thing. So.
Yeah, I guess the biggest things I have left to do is like put together opening and closing ceremonies.
Mm-hmm.
And I started slides today. And so I have one slide with the Brickworld logo in the center, and I felt accomplished, and I gave up.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, behind me, you can see the banner. So the banner's coming today. So I have a banner for the show. And then I dropped off shirts in the sizes that Larry, myself, and Jesse requested, and those will have the logo on the back of the shirts. So we'll have those at the show. We will. I'm hoping we won't look too close to Beyond the Brick, but I did pick a red shirt because my logo only has a little bit of red, so I figured that'd be kind of nice. And so we'll see what it looks like. So, but we'll have shirts, and then I got to figure out how I'm gonna work the recording for the stream.
Yeah,
because if we do it during the auction, it's gonna. If I use the mic, the big blue mic type stuff, these blue mics, I pick up a lot, so I might try to. I've got some ideas for a headset type kind of use. I guess if it'll work. So I mean, I'm kind of playing with that. So
they have mics like that are directional.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the blue mic will probably pick up a lot. I mean, in the end, it's like even if it doesn't pick up everything at the front of the room, if we're sitting near the back or on the side or something, we can still talk about it and say and whatnot. So I mean, that's kind of the goal. It is Friday night, so I want to stream, and it's the auction, so I kind of want to be I want to be up there by the auction. So to me, I figure if nothing else, it'll give people who don't come to Chicago kind of an idea of how cool the charity auction is, so that in future years, like, ooh, that's the kind of stuff.
So do you need anything in the room to set up for that?
I don't think so. Do you? I mean, the only thing I might have to do is maybe see if I can bribe Mark and see if I can use some Wi-Fi or something. Or something. I got to figure out how to use the internet. Do you know if they
don't have Wi-Fi there because it's exorbitant?
Oh,
so
but do they have?
They just did a medical conference there. We were on with their. I think I talked about this last week.
Mm-hmm.
Where and in my memory, it was like $32,000 for the.
Oh wow! Okay.
For the public Wi-Fi, but from what I remember, it actually ate up all of our potential profits. So I think it's actually 6 figures.
So
at the Wi-Fi for the entire convention cost. But we don't do it there. We have one dedicated internet line with our contract, and we hook up a router to it so that we can run the box office. But next week I have to go to the Verizon store because my Verizon account is just a mess of things that I thought I needed when I set up the business and never used and I've been paying for ever since. I'll pick up a hotspot, and if that's something you want to use during the auction, I might be able to move it.
Well, that's fine. We'll see. If nothing else, I have hotspot through my stuff. I might just look at that, see how much data I've got, and
we'll need it for the auction coordinators to be able to check everything out. So they'll need it in that room. So I have to find a way to get Wi-Fi in that room. So if there's only 3 connections to it, which actually might only be 2, I can have you link up to it. We have live stream coordinators this year that I thought I was ahead of the game, like getting coordinators in there that understood live streaming and could do that for us. But there are live streamers all over the place. That is a new form of Lego fan for people who are just fans.
Well, yeah, and Nick was doing it. Nick from Brickworld Family was doing it back in 19. And then,
right.
I think Brickworld was one of those ones where I think a lot of people were like, what's this guy doing? Well, I mean, almost like it really wasn't. And now after the pandemic, it might have been something that took off. I mean, obviously, I've been doing it for 4 years. I mean, the first 19 was my first Brickworld where I'd been doing it for a whole year. Yeah. And obviously, of all the people that are out there, I might be one of the longest, other than Beyond the Brick, who's doing it. You know, they've been doing it for a long time. So I mean,
we're 12.
yeah. So in the end, it's kind of things where I'm hoping at least with the fact that we're kind of trying to do a little bit of the, get the, the brand out there that people at least. And you've done it how long? And we haven't seen you. I'm like, we haven't had a show. I mean, the last show we had, I didn't have any much for it. I don't think I even had anything. I just kind of was like, I do this. I live streamed the Munchkin game that back in 19, and I mean, and that was in the hall, and so that was kind of a little jumpy, and I think I might have used my hotspot there. So in certain areas, it might be touch and go. So I mean, I haven't done it up above, but I did do it in the hall a little bit. So
yeah, their Wi-Fi is not reliable.
So long as my phone kind of gets some good decent reception, I mean, I can try to use the hotspot and whatnot, because the hotspot will hook to the computer. I mean, because I'll be bringing the desktop and this nice big 32-inch monitor. So
perfect.
I have another mic that I might bring. I have another big blue mic that I purchased that I was maybe going to see if anybody else needed at one point, and so I'll bring that. Whether or not I bring the speaker bar will be another thing. I probably won't need that. I don't think, unless I'm
okay. But where are you setting it up? Do you need a table in there?
Well, actually, I'm still kind of playing. I was almost maybe gonna see if, because I use a cart for work, and I was maybe, if nothing else, gonna hunt for a cart that I could actually kind of put it on, and then put the banner on the front of the cart. But I mean, worst case, if I can't get that to go in the next 2 weeks, just maybe a table would be all we would need. Because we're just gonna sit there and just talk and stream and whatnot. So that's the goal. So, I mean, obviously it's nice to be able to, especially since we have a following now, it'd be nice to be able to at least stream at the show. And that's kind of the goal, so obviously probably won't do much from the floor unless I get like a cart and a mobile. But the computer won't run mobile. So in the end, I mean, it would have to be, so in the end, it's just, we'll try and do whatever we can do.
We've got people there who requested display space just to stream from for the entire weekend. And I was like, we're lining you guys up at the front of the hall because we can't take up display space for that. But I might have to change the way I view that, because this is, like I said, it's becoming like a new type of Lego fan. Is going to expect that, and people are going to expect to be able to see it, the live streams from the show. And so this brings up a really good point, because I did not know that you were going to live stream the auction. We might have a lot of people thinking they're just going to do live streaming from the show who have not notified us that that's what they intend to do.
Yeah, because to me, it's one of those things where, like, when I have the guys jump in from the other conventions, I mean, obviously we don't have a big following. If it was Beyond the Brick and you had people jump in and they're doing a live stream and they jump in from, one of the big conventions, it might be, and that's why these guys generally walk pretty quick. They don't show a lot of detail. They kind of just show little bits, because in the end, you don't want to pull a lot of ticket sales from that. We do have a fair amount of, most of our viewership is here in the Midwest. We have some scattered on the coast, but most are here. So we'll show short bits, but with the auction, unless you're a registered attendee, you don't get to see it anyway. So that's kind of something that, for the people because most of what watches us are fans. I mean, true fans. They just either can't get here this year or whatnot. Or maybe just coming for the public days, haven't kind of jumped headfirst into the whole showing and everything. And so that way we can at least show them bits and pieces of it. Because I really don't, I myself don't really show much from the floor. If they did the Munchkin on Friday night, I'll try to do that again. But
I don't know if he's coming. Um,
I thought Steve wasn't Steve listed. I actually thought I thought
he didn't submit an activity to run Munchkin. So
that one they don't submit an activity for that
Oh,
one.
he just does it on his own.
Well, if Guy's coming, if Guy and Steve are coming, Guy's got the board, and then Steve. I mean, Steve obviously it's his game. So basically, what they'll do is they'll want to do something in the auction. They'll want to sell the seats in the auction, and they'll hopefully bring swag like they always do. And then usually if they show off the swag first, the seats will go for a lot more. I mean, maybe I might not be playing this year. With 3 years off, people might have been saving a lot of money to get into that Munchkin game. So that might be the first year in many years I don't get in. But in the end, they sell the seats and they just pick, hey, when do you guys want to play? You want to play tonight? You want to play tomorrow night before World of Whites? And that's the thing is that's what they'll do is they'll decide when to play. So
he auctioned off the seats for the Munchkin game.
Yeah. That's what we do. Yeah. So basically, the way it's supposed to work is
there are people out there who can explain to me how my business works because I didn't know this at all.
Yeah. So basically, the way that works is so if Steve and Guy both come, then there's generally 3 seats. If only one of them comes, let's say Guy comes and Steve has too much work, he can't come, then there's 4 seats. So I think there's room for 5 players. And so the way they do it is, okay, guys, we're going to start this at, let's say, $5. Everybody put your hand up. Your hand comes down when it gets too much. So if, let's say we get to $100 and you're like, oh, I can't pay 100, you drop your hand. And the last 3 or 4 people with their hands up are the people going into the game. And for the last 4 years of that auction where we did that, my hand went up and it never came down. I mean, that one year when they showed the swag, I'm like, stay. I mean, it got crazy because and that one might have been the year where he was like, no, you're supposed to be going up, and like, no, you're doing it wrong. And so the seats were like stupid expensive because he was doing 3 seats, but hands were going up and down, and so the seats were like $250 or something. I was like, oh my god, yeah. Larry kind of messed it up that year, but in the end, it was something where that's kind of what we do, and I mean, supposedly if they're coming, that's the goal. That's how they generally do it. And if they show the swag, the tickets can get expensive because they'll be like, "Ooh, look at all that cool stuff." So, yeah, so it's fun. But that's how they do it. That's the and I can go over it too when we get there, or Guy will, or whatever. I mean, in the end. Right. So yeah, that's because they'll just pick a time. It's one of those things where it's not really because they'll play wherever. They can play in the hall on a table. They can play in the room upstairs. They'll find a spot. So I mean, if he did pick phase 4, it'll be something where this year you're right. If the hall is full, I mean, they might just play out in that carpeted area, outside like the exit door or something, and say we're just going to play tonight.
Yeah,
generally don't play during the public hours, but play it sometime whenever after or whatnot. So fun.
The auction items right now, I don't see
anything.
Yeah. But this is also the first time that we've been able to use it because that's not how Bill and Judy like to do it. Let me check. Let's see. Where am I at? What's the guy who invented the game Munchkin? What's his name?
Steve. What? What's his last name? Reed, you remember?
I had to close it. I was trying to open the Brickworld site too. I mean, it sucks my bandwidth. So.
Oh, now
my streams.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that.
What did I do? Oh, so that's fine. No, I mean, yeah, it might. Who knows what that is? It might be a picture, something, whatever. But yeah.
What's his name?
Steve Jackson.
Thank you.
Jackson.
If you're nasty, all right. He's not in. He's not in the registrant list either.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe this year he's got too much going on. You never know.
Maybe he needed a break from Brickworld after all the intense events he had.
After all the not Brickworld.
Maybe, perhaps. I mean, is Guy Himber on the list?
Yeah, he's coming.
So if Steve's not coming, Guy will probably still do it anyway. So he'll probably still try to do it. So I mean, in the end, he might just. I mean, and that might be something on site. Might just say, "Hey, by the way." So yeah. So Zizou's got the name in there. So that's Steve Jackson. Yeah, he's from Texas. He's a big train guy. So he's part of TwinLUG or one of the ones down there. So Yeah, I mean, usually now if he's got if they haven't done a lot of gaming conventions, he might be too busy this year. He might have. I mean, it's funny because the one year he's like, I said, Steve, where were you last year? He says, and he looks at guys. Somebody booked me that weekend and forgot to tell me it was Brickworld weekend. And guys like, hey, I just help out in the company. I'm not the big man. I don't run it. I had to laugh. I'm like. Look, Steve, it's like, I'm sorry. So, but yeah, so.
All right. I'll be right back. I got to go grab some parts.
We'll be here. We will be here. Larry will be just sorting.
Yep. I think I should be able to get all this off the table tonight. Really do some building.
Sure. If you're as good as me, you will.
I'm pretty good. One thing I've definitely done more sorting than I've done building. Life.
Probably close. I think I've done more building than sorting because a lot of it's not sorted. I mean, I think I sorted like the initial collection that came in by color, and then now when I got Pick-a-Brick cups, I was sorting it as I was taking it out because I was counting all the parts. So I had kind of an inventory. Now, granted, that is scattered probably in about 5, 6, maybe a dozen notebooks all over. I mean, one of the notebooks is probably in my bag over here. One of those little Lego ones they had years ago. The little small ones with the bricks on the front. One of the little notebook type things, and I had some in there. So, but actually, should have been you know what? And actually, after I thought about this and just now, I should have had. Oh, that's right. They can't be clear. I was thinking some of these could have been clear in there, but I wonder what that would look like. Now I think about, revision 4. Oh, I got to start over.
Right.
Like, no. Well, I mean, he did actually. The one guy, Jordan, put some clear on some of the stuff on the beach. So. Yeah. Oh, is the table not the right height for sitting in a chair or what?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually I'm up on the other side just to get.
Oh. I thought I heard a groan, like maybe your back was hurting or something.
Oh no, it was me dropping another piece. But no, I can actually. This is one of those repositionable tables. I can make it short, and I can make it like bar stool height. And that's super handy for just with a stand.
Now, the question I have is because you brought up the bar stool type wording. Did you put specific cup holders on the edge of the table for your alcoholic beverages?
No. I usually will use just a TV tray or something.
I knew you forgot something.
No, believe me, the thought was there.
But, so you need a few. That way, when you have a party, you make sure you put like the poker, top on the top of it, and then, you guys thought we were doing this tonight. No, we're doing this, and then but hey, look, you got cup holders.
There was a company called Geek Chic, and they made gaming tables, and they were all handmade, your choice of wood or whatever, and it had like a rail that went around the border of the table that you could like insert these hanging drink holders.
Yes.
They had said separate ones for like wine, or if you had, for like a can or a bottle. And these tables were just absolutely gorgeous. The first time I ever saw one was at Comic-Con. And they had, like, it could look like a dining room table, but it was like convertible. You take the wooden insert top off, and below it was like a lot of people would have like a felt surface, or you could get plexiglass that would like go over your game board or whatever.
And they almost look like bumper pool tables.
Oh God, they were gorgeous. They went out of business.
What are you talking about?
And it was probably because their tables were like $10,000. But there's some other companies that are out there doing it. I'm actually.
Are there not enough rich nerds in the world to?
Well, that's what I wonder. I'm like, well, you got all these D&D guys,
Nerds are smart. They should be able to make a lot of money from this.
I have a dining room table out in the man cave that's going to get repurposed into a game table.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, it's going to be amazing.
You
when I have some time to do it,
And so, are you repurposing it yourself?
Oh yeah.
You gonna felt it?
I'm thinking about it because I can take. It's like this. It's very hard to describe, but it's the inner portion of the table has separate boards that are inset into it, so I can easily take them all out and make them into one solid table, a tabletop insert. But below it, there is room to put another table surface that's just a little bit below the level, so you got kind of a rail like this.
Wow.
And I'm gonna do the hanging drink holder things on the side.
When you talk, yeah, that sounds good.
And it's gonna be glorious.
As I say, you talk bumper pool table. I actually built one of those back in 4-H years ago. When I left town, I actually sold it to an ex-girlfriend. She gave it to her dad for Christmas or his birthday or something. So,
good night, Moto.
Night, Moto. Oh, look at that, my co-host.
If you've ever seen Tabletop with Will Wheaton on YouTube, he basically he gets together with a bunch of some celebrities and some big celebrities and some voice actors and that kind of thing, and they will play games and as a demonstration of how to play the game, and so every episode is a different game that they're playing, and it's good entertainment. Anyway, the table he plays on is one of these Geek Chic tables, and they're just they're amazing. But again,
a deep sheet table?
Geek Chic.
Oh, Geek Chic. Sorry.
Yep.
I remember you saying that earlier.
GEEKCHIC.
Yep, I was behind the monitor, so I was getting a little garbled audio from over there. I'm like, what's a deep sheet table?
That's just Larry's normal talk.
Yes, and I haven't even been drinking. What the hell? Maybe I should start.
In the Midwest is fine.
I guess you'll have to start, Larry. It's okay. I mean, definitely drinking in a few weeks. I need to actually. That reminds me too. Next Monday, I need to call next Monday and place my advanced order for a bunch of bags of cheese curds. Because I said, hey, if I want to buy a bunch of these, should I call ahead? She's like, yeah. How many are you looking? I'm like, probably like a dozen. She's like, yeah, I'd probably call like a couple days in advance if you're going to be here in the morning early. I'm like, okay.
Catch me up. Where are you pre-ordering cheese curds through?
One of the dairies I go by when I deliver we deliver cheese curds too, the Bucky Badger ones, but there's a Decatur Dairy in Broadhead, Wisconsin that I go to or I go past.
Is it a Mars Cheese Castle?
Huh?
Is it a Mars Cheese Castle?
No. So, but it's a good dairy. Actually, it's a world champion master cheesemaker there because they did win a world award for some of their cheese, and so they're the ones I brought to Milwaukee. I think I did give you guys some of that.
You might have given some to Matt, but I'm not a cheese curd guy. Not a cheese fan in general. I gave them to the person Brick University, and he was like, "Ooh, these are good." I mean, everybody I think kind of liked them that tasted them. So I used to bring ours a little bit, but I like these a little bit better. I stumbled upon them. So. Yeah, like I'm not opposed to cheese. I told someone recently that I didn't want cheese on something, and they're like, "Oh, just take a Lactaid." And I was like, "Oh, well, I didn't think I was lactose intolerant. I just don't like a ton of cheese and don't understand why we have to put cheese on everything."
Like it's America.
Right. Like, yeah, I'll have some cheese here and there, but like, talk about empty calories. Like, yeah, I'll have my yogurt. I'll have something that's like fermented, but like, I don't need just a ton of cheese in my daily diet. Why? Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox on the cheese.
Sorry, I had to talk to Mom. She forgot that I was picking up dinner, and she had something on the stove, and I was like, yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's like, no, remember, we're not eating that. I picked up McDonald's. I was running way behind. Trying to get home, and so that happens. Make sure you do those memory exercises, because you never know when you'll need them later in life. Yeah, it's not good. I mean, I try to use my phone as much as I can, just so even if I don't like the way my memory is working, I can fool people, so I can believe I know what I'm doing.
Hey, Bricks. Yeah, I'm one of those jerks that is like, I don't ever need to put McDonald's in my body because blah, blah, blah. And I have like my protein supplements on me at all times. I take like, vitamins to like make sure my energy is high and my metabolism is right, blah, blah, blah. I was driving the other day back from Rockford, and there's an Oasis. For those of you who aren't from Illinois, an Oasis is a random set of restaurants on a bridge over a road.
In the middle of a toll road, yes.
Yeah. So at the Belvedere Oasis, there's a McDonald's, and I was so excited that I was going to be like naughty. I was going to eat some McDonald's, and I couldn't get all the way to the McDonald's over a toll road. Yeah, thank you, Bricklock. Yeah, sorry. It's always a toll road. They were started apparently by Michelin, or was it Michelin or not Michelin. Now I've distracted myself. Some sort of travel agency group built them all in Illinois, and they're slowly tearing them all down because they want to widen these roads, and they're constrained by the dimensions of these Oasis. But long story short, probably too late for that. I didn't get all the way to McDonald's because there was an Aunt Annie's Pretzels, which there is at every Oasis, and I was like, oh, greasy pretzel instead. I kind of lamented not getting my like yearly fix at McDonald's, and I was like, I'm sure I'll get it during Brickworld.
Yeah, actually, well, yeah, because we used to hit those the Oasis a lot when we used to travel to Michigan. So we'd hit them on our long road trip over there. So
there's something so comforting to me about them. It's just like when they right past one and they're tearing it down. And so half the lanes are closed because they're tearing it down. I'm like, why?
Well, the thing is, though, too, what's wild is hopefully the tolls won't start getting expensive, because if the tolls get expensive, then they'll be like, oh wait, now people don't want to get. Now we got all these people that are broken down on the side of the road because they don't want to get off the toll road to get gas to pay for it, and now we don't have the Oasis anymore. Now we got hundreds of cars broken down. What are we gonna do?
They have a contract with 7-Eleven Shell, so they'll still be there, but they will be off the side of the road, and it will be just a gas station with a convenience store.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so the O'Hare Oasis is converted to them already. So the last Oasis you'll hit before you get to when you're coming from the south anyway, get to the Renaissance, you'll see it on both sides of the road. There's a giant 7-Eleven, and it's or is it Mobile? It might be Mobile, but there's a gas station at the 7-Eleven, and that's all it is now. I mean, they have and they have trucker bathrooms, so they have like the shower and like all that. So they're hitting it more of like a rest area because they did not have trucker bathrooms in the Oasis, which I'm getting tired of saying the plural of Oasis. Bricks, I asked those questions last week from Mark, specifically about the Oasis over the toll roads. Did this come up last week? Wait, what? Rick, explain yourself.
I was going to say, hopefully there aren't people out there that are anti 7-Eleven, because then those people will be in trouble.
Right.
They'll be like, oh.
Well, and it's not the franchisees, it's the franchise itself that I'm against. So I do use 7-Eleven because it's the franchisees who have been like trapped into an agreement, and most of them are just trying to get their families over here from bad situations. So here in the city, I will go into a 7-Eleven. There are certain things I won't buy because they are gouged like crazy, and those are things that are regulated by taxes here in Chicago.
Oh wow!
So I'll never buy beer from 7-Eleven. Bricklock, Illinois. Yeah, you're in Illinois. You grew up with 7-Eleven, of course you did. They were everywhere. Even when I was in Calumet City, there was one I could walk to it in about 5 minutes.
I grew up with is it PD? I don't know if it wasn't P. Was it PDQ? Maybe PDQ, the one that's there's a few. Well, there used to be some more PDQs around. Now,
Yeah.
Quick Trip, I think, bought all those out. There was a PDQ out in Colorado when I was out there. Like
we'd see when we were.
I only saw one in Boulder, Colorado. I was like,
when we would go north to like Michigan lakes or Wisconsin lakes, we'd see PDQ. We'd see. Did you ever read Kerr McGee?
Which one?
Kerr McGee.
I don't know.
It was a flash in the pan. Flash in the pan. Probably not a flash in the pan because I was young and I didn't know what that meant back then. It was a gas station, but it was like a family pantry or like Circle K type gas station or like a 7-Eleven gas station. They were called Kerr McGee's, and then like I didn't see them like past the age of like 7. And then there was one on my college campus in Normal, Illinois. That's now a shell. But it was Kerr McGee, and I was like, how is one still surviving? And again, it was this franchise thing.
Oh, I actually the one I had was like there was a Kickapoo gas station up to. That was like on my way to going to the country club, and every once in a while I'd go buy that. You know, I had to take that way to get over there. So, I mean, a lot of those are just don't exist, or the bigger ones buy them out. I think, I mean, Quick Trip's huge around here, and
same here.
Stop and Go actually was. We had a bunch of Stop and Go stores, and I think most of those got bought out by Quick Trip.
Most of our rest stops are Loves or Super America, and then
those are now what Speedway now. I think
are they Speedway?
Yeah. The one Super America that I used to go all the time to because it was close to my mom's house is now a Speedway.
I'm gonna say that there's no way I can actually know this, but I feel like Speedway cannot hold a candle to Super America for maintaining the shower area in their restaurant. Go ahead and disagree with me on that. I dare you.
I don't really pay. I don't really actually. It's one of the ones that the Speedway is now. I mean, back when I was younger, they had more ways you could get to different highways, and then they changed all that, did it all. And on a corner where I'm like, no, I'll just pass because I have to go in. And then I have to go out that same exit. I'm like, no, I'll pass. No, it's just right. Work now. So I mean, yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. This is the major Midwest BS we're talking tonight. But I love how we're flush with info about these places.
Well, in the end, I mean, there was same thing as Quick Trip. There was one that was right near my mom's house, and it was it was right off a roundabout. It was easy to get into, even in the old highway system, and then the new highway they built it. And I'm like, okay, this is the best one to get to. And then they closed it. I guess it might have had problems with a lot of loss prevention stuff. But in the end, I'm like, really? So the other ones I have to go through more lights and it's a little bit more work. But the other one, I spent tons of money there because I was always just off right there. And then, anything that's got a roundabout, and they're building a couple of those now. They're building one on Highway 14 on the way south. They're doing that. They're starting to do that a little bit in some of these intersections that are hard for trucks and people to turn left on. They're starting to build a little bit of roundabouts and stuff, making traffic a little bit easier to navigate these days. So.
I have to wonder, if I think you were ruminating over what it would be that would close these things down on loss prevention, but I have to question so if it's loss prevention that needs to shut down. And your price gouging is at 3 times MSRP.
Well, I think it's just in some areas. if it's too close to, too close to housing, and the housing always has issues.
Oh,
and
important.
in the end, it might just not have been profitable. They had one down the street.
Yeah.
And they had another one kind of, so there were three really close together. It's possible. I mean, I think people speculate it's loss prevention. It could be anything. It could be anything because in the end, you just don't know. But it's no longer there. So in the end, it's, obviously for me, it was quick to get in and out, gas, whatever. It was there. It was easiest of all of them. Because on the one side of the highway, if I want to come to my house afterwards, I got to make a left turn, which means I got to go down to the light and whatever. The other one isn't bad. I just have to I can't get off the highway as easily, but it's still, it works. I mean, in the end, it's just,
that's still how I plan all my routes. I'm like, Waze will tell me which way to go, but if they're going to make me turn left on an uncontrolled stop, I will find my own way around that. So, shoot, what was I going to say? I was going to call out the Illinoisans on this. Here's where it is. So I grew up, and anyone from Illinois on this stream, feel free to hit me up in the comments about this. I grew up in Calumet City, and then we moved to Orland Park when I was 10. And then right around high school, every gas station in the area became Gas City. And now they're all Shells. So if there was a competitive corner where there was like a Gas City on one corner, and then the corner across from it had a Shell at it, now it's a Shell across from a Shell. And so there are tons of intersections in Orland Park where it's like Shell versus Shell, and all of the gas cities are gone. Along the 40, yes, of course, I lived right off the 45. Which is 45, 12, 20. Thank you very much. But yeah, so we were at 45 and 131st. But we were, east of Southwest Highway. But if you're going to go get gas, and I worked at the Little Caesars across from Carl Sandburg High School, Bricklock. So I would sometimes walk down 131st past Southwest Highway and past 12, 20, 45 to get to my place of employment. Okay, that's enough information for me. I'm easy to shut up.
That's okay. You might be surprised. You might even recognize Bricklock when you see him at Chicago.
We may have gone to high school together. Bricklock, did you graduate from high school in 1994? I'm afraid of the answer to this. They are Circle K Shells. You're right. Yes, good call, Bricklock. Yeah, why? Why now is Circle K and Shell in some sort of like devil's handshake? What does that mean? Where did I come up with that term? That's not. There was another term I was searching for in the back of my brain. Let's see, Hawkeye. So I'm the gas.
We got. Pardon the gas interruption, Mark. Hawkeye's got a question. A mock card.
It's multiple cards to represent sections of his Disney mock. Is a mock card to represent the whole layout of Disney? How are you doing that? Well, let me try to parse this question out. In multiple cards to represent sections, and I have a mock card. We don't do that. We give you the cards and you do that. So we're printing the cards you registered, and then you figure that out, how to put them on your display.
Yeah.
I know there's several groups that like, I did not mean to be patronizing about that. I'm just like, I'm kind of at the end of my rope this week with the entire like setting up the show. And I've been a little passive aggressive, so I apologize for that. And I will own that. But what I mean by that is some of the groups, like, because it's a little tent card, so it's like, it folds into like a business card size, which I think is like, what is that, 1.5 by 3? Some of the groups, like, they take their mocks and they build slots to slide the mock card into, so it's not just sitting on it. For your Disney capsule, what you may want to do is set them all around the perimeter on the table, and then people can find exactly what you're referring to. If you don't mind having cards on the mock itself, you can slide them in it wherever you want them. We are literally handing them to you and saying, put these on your display where you want them to be. So we don't micromanage that far that we set out the mock cards ourselves.
Yeah, basically, it's one of those things where like mine, I'm in that collab with Chop and Jordan and Michael. So in the end, I mean, you know, I got one mock card for the whole collab, but each person also has a mock card for their different sections too. So if that's what you're kind of doing, you're gonna have different sections of your mock. Yeah, and each section's kind of a separate mock. That's you just put a mock card near that mock, maybe that way you know what you're looking at. Obviously with Disney, probably pretty easy to figure it out, or at least the kids might enjoy trying to figure it out. But
yeah, Hawkeye, are you the one with the I think it's 2 tables, maybe 3 tables that has the entire Magic Kingdom set up? I'm just thinking back to the layout. While I wait for his answer, I would say Bricklock. I just had a visceral reaction like, yeah, bicentennial. That's right. I was always confused, like my other kids who were having birthdays around my birthday, we'd put American flags on the cupcakes we would bring to our for the whole class. And I was just like, what does this mean? My parents tried to explain it to me, but it wasn't until I was in college when I understood that being born in 1976. Man. So yes, I'm also a bicentennial baby.
So is my wife.
Oh, nice.
Not me. 8 years before that.
You're all jealous. You're all jealous that you're not a bicentennial baby. You don't have to say it. No.
Some of us remember the bicentennial.
I remember very specifically.
I don't know about that. I was 8. I think those memories are clouded somewhere.
Because Ronald Reagan did the Pledge of Allegiance with every school student on the 10-year anniversary of the bicentennial, and so they broadcasted over our whatever that's called, the intercom. There we go. I didn't have the word intercom available because it's been a long time since I've been around one. Yeah, I missed that.
I'll leave that up for a little
Doc
bit.
Aldous Young. I love you, Doc. I adore you. You're my favorite person today.
Yep. Thanks, Doc, for saying it. I wasn't going to say it. Oh, yeah. No, I think I'm older than Larry. So
You are, but only by a couple of years.
Yeah.
Jesse turns 51.
That's why I cut all my hair off so you can't tell. All you can tell is I'm losing my hair, but I try to keep that young look. So I got to keep you guessing. You know,
it's working. It's definitely working.
Plus I play with Lego. So didn't you know? You lose a year in age every year you play.
Look
Lego.
at that though.
I started back in 07.
Look at that. Aren't you jealous? Look how jealous Reed is right now.
I might be back in my 30s by now. I might have gone back, a good 15 years.
Yeah, Doc, if you haven't wished Jesse a happy birthday yet, he turns 51 today. I'm going to be shortly behind him. Right before Brickworld is my birthday.
There's that year right there.
Same age.
1968 in there. You can see the 6 at least. I'm old. I am old.
My parents were married.
My parents were probably married that year too, so that my dad would not have to go off to war. And then they had me. So they truly didn't have to go off to war. So hey, you do what you got to do.
My dad joined the Navy so he wouldn't have to join the Army. And then they got married on his first leave for Christmas.
Yeah. My dad was I think was in law school at the time, and I think the first deferment was if you were married. I think the next one's if you had kids, and so after the marriage kind of didn't work, and it's like okay, so I was born.
Well, that's good. That's me.
If they only had known what they were getting into, they might have thought twice. Yeah. Especially if my mom could have seen what the basement looked like 50 some years ago. She's probably like, no, we don't want him. Messy. He's gonna play with these plastic bricks all over the floor. No, we don't. No. So, yeah. we will have fun. And hopefully
Doc,
we'll get.
if you've got it, you flaunt it. That's my whole
I don't know.
theory.
I think my dad had. I think his was gone a lot younger than me. So I mean, I think all he's got now for here is like I think he's got a couple spots over here. And that's it. So I still have some. And I think that's probably why I mean, actually probably a nice sunburn up there too because I got too much scalp and not enough hair. But I ran into one of my guys I used to bowl with in junior league in Colorado, and I mean when I bowled with him, his hair was down to his shoulders. When I saw him, he had absolutely no hair. I'm like, okay. Are you who I think you are? And he's like, yep. I was like, well, you had a lot more hair when I last saw you.
You got to cut the difference at some point. I'm not there yet.
Oh, Bricklock's willing to be a bouncer at Brickworld.
So Bricklock, you're like 6 foot 47 inches, something like that. So my husband's brick badge says Brickworld Bouncer because he scares everyone out that we need, but he'll probably need some back out. So back up. He'll probably need some backup for certain situations. We've got repeat offenders for people who want to like come just meet their friend or come just set up something who stay for a long time. So.
And and if Mark needs somebody really friendly, he'll call on me because I will just smile and just be like,
yeah, Reed's awesome at Brickworld Bouncer. Reed was our Brickworld Milwaukee bouncer in October 2021, and it worked really, really well. It's funny, like when Matt and I are in a large public gathering, I'm like, where did he go? And then I spot him. I'm like, there he is. And the entire time, I'm like, since from the time I spot him to the time I meet up with him, he's still looking for me because I am 5'7". So I'm like,
I feel your pain, Mark.
And then I text him to be like, "Don't worry, I see you," but he never checks his phone. So I just see him like wandering around, like looking for me, like not frantically, but like, where is he? I'm like, I'm down here. Look down.
Down here.
I know what you need for Brickworld, Mark. You need to get one of those old, those like long white sticks with the orange flag we used to have for our bikes. You need to have one of those, and just have your husband just kind of tape it to your back so you got that big orange flag up there walking around and be like, there.
He'd have
you know where Mark is? There he is. He's the guy with the orange flag. Can't miss him.
Hawkeye's 5'4". Oh, I adore you. You're my new best friend.
Hey, Hawkeye, no stealing my napping locations. That's where I nap. Don't be taking my nap spots.
Hawkeye says, I have a Disney vignette card. They'll be built into Disney behind some buildings. That's the best way to describe it. Well, they'll be built into buildings behind. They'll be built into Disney. What's a Disney? They'll be built into Disney behind some building. I mean, again, we're just gonna put them in your hand and then you figure it out. I wish I had advice for this. The Disney vignettes card, they'll be built into Disney behind. So you have a card for each vignette, Hawk? Now we gotta wait.
In the end, anyway. Hawkeye, make sure you bring a big yardstick because you'll be pointing. That vignette, yeah, it's back here.
Yeah, or like are the vignettes like built into the interior so you can't put the cards on top of it? Because you don't want to put them like if they're behind a Disney. I wish I knew what that meant. If they're behind a Disney. I'm sorry, I keep saying it that way. Then it's going to be hard to put them in front of them. Is that correct? You guys probably typing frantically, like, "Stop being passive aggressive with me, you jerk! What's wrong with you?" I'm passive aggressive. Sorry, it's just my thing.
In the end, Hawkeye, you might just have to hunt some of us down that have been there many years, and we'll just kind of help you figure it out too. So
seriously, that
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be so many AFOLs. I mean, you know, wherever you're at, I mean, you can ask, you'll be able to ask probably half a dozen people like, hey, what would you do for this one here? And
how would you slide this in?
Where would you put it? This is the mock. Where would you put the card? And then, you know, I mean, you'll get at least probably half a dozen answers for each question. So, you know.
Okay, I just now started and I party fouled, so I'm gonna grab some paper towels. I'll do that.
Uh-oh. Larry, it looks like it's getting a little cleaner.
Little bit.
Yeah, you're only an hour and a half in, so I think
I'm down to only 17 colors left.
Yeah, but some of those aren't probably going to have very many to go with that color.
No.
Did you already pull out all the translucent, you owe me?
Nope.
Okay.
That'll probably be last because those are some of the. It's all the small pieces. It's all the little pips.
Yeah, little studs.
Yep.
You got a herd of studs over there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually, I'm hoping I have enough. That's why I'm kind of contemplating doing a bunch of whirlpools because I'm starting to get down to the nitty gritty of my 27,000 1x1 light blues. So the vignettes are one single card. Then I framed it, which will be attached onto the much larger mock individual layout. Oh, okay. So if each vignette is one. Yeah, in the end, probably the best bet will be just kind of hunting someone down. Oh, here we go. One of the people up north said, "Yep, started my Brickworld mosaic. 10,000 more pieces to go." Oh, well, I mean, that's probably about how many pieces I got left. So.
See, this is the thing is this is going to be a preliminary sort. You know, after Chicago, when I tackle that other bin, this gets separated into elements. But for now, this is the best we get.
That's good. It'll work. So, yeah. Oh, Chris is here.
Is that Chris Giddens?
No, breakfast. One of
and Triple D Honey is here.
Yes.
Yeah, Chris is one of the guys that part of I believe the Pink Bucket Nation. He's one of the guys. He hangs on. He's on Hoosier streams a lot, or at least in the chat. Heckling. He's good at heckling. Very good at it.
Oh, nice. Good. I can use that right now. So, I need some heckling, Chris. So Hawkeye, it sounds like you got it worked out. Like, don't let you think it, man.
Yeah. So this is what he was saying here. So this is that's what he was kind of.
Yeah.
So
no, that's what I read. And that's what I'm responding to. I have the comments open over here. It's mostly like, of course, you want it to look nice. You want it to be labeled. As far as like the award coordinators go, if they want to nominate you for something, they'll find your card. And if it's all the vignettes like that has one card, if they want to just nominate one single one of them, they'll talk to you directly about it. Is this the Mark Shogun? It depends on what you mean.
If you're asking if this is the owner of Brickworld, yes, this is the guy.
We attract the
talent. My ghost. Let me see how the whiskey glass looks behind the ghost. That's beautiful.
Ooh.
Add that ghost to my whiskey glass.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. That could be. Oh, I was gonna say that looked like from it. There looked like the fountain. So yeah.
I could actually do that because we have a. No, I can't tell you. Damn it.
But that's okay. You can make it the fountain. You can make it the fountain, and then just refill it. Just make sure you bring your straw. We can just kind of,
I wish our collab leader wasn't so militant about like keeping secrets, but at the same time, I kind of love it. It's like I'm good at keeping secrets, but now when it's something I design, I'm like, let me show you now. How would you like to be my new best friend? In the warmest of ways, I would like it to be like big bro hugs and like probably like hanging out by an outdoor fire at some outdoor beer garden at a bar in Chicago. How's that for an answer, Chris?
I'm there. You had me at beer garden.
That'd be warm.
So
oh no! I promised too many best friends in tonight's feed. What's going on?
Yeah, here we go. Here Chris is now. He's now trying to prod for something So there you go. See, that's the thing. Everybody knows who you are now. They'll be like, ooh, can we get one here? Yeah.
Wait, what? What did he say?
They want to show in Nashville.
Oh, I want to do one in Nashville. All right, I want to hit that trifecta area of everyone down there. First of all, I would say I love Kentucky because of the red clay hills, and I will hit Kentucky whenever you want me to be there. But there's apparently like a big trifecta area of large cities where the lugs get along very well with each other. I think it'd be a great place for us to expand. Like, I'm not going to do it tomorrow. Like, I need to make sure that I understand how this company works before I try to break it, because it got broken immediately after I bought it. I bought it, and then the entire globe shut down, which I take full responsibility for. Sorry about the company, guys. I literally caused the global pandemic. Yeah, I would love to come down there because it's a quick drive. It's a beautiful drive. My sister used to live in Elizabethtown. Go ahead and drop a comment in the chat if you know where that is. But it's just so pretty, and there's and it's bizarre and kind of creepy because the military bases here, and they do the mortar tests between 1 and 5 in the morning. And when you're sleeping on a waterbed with a Rottweiler and a yellow lab, and they're doing mortar tests, and the dogs are getting pissed off, you wake up. You're for the rest of your life.
That's funny.
There you go.
Oh, seriously? So who's Dude exactly? Are you talking about
that's Dude Jude? I think he's trying to get Dude Jude in trouble.
Yeah, well, we'll need to get that in writing before I move forward with it. Dude sign his legal contracts. Just Dude, is that what it says on his birth certificate, social security card, and driver's license? Yeah, I'm always ready. To move right.
See, they heckle each other in these chats too. We don't even have to really instigate anything. They'll go at each other without us even saying it. So
are they building? Can they get on the stream? If you don't want to bust each other's balls, get on camera. Let's go. I'm running.
I don't know if there is Candid and is in front of the camera. I think the chat is a little bit a safer place to.
Oh, like a keyboard.
Yeah.
All right. I got you. You just called them keyboard warriors. You realize that, right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. I can diss Chris. He'll diss me back. I'm sure he'll figure out a way to do it. That's kind of how it goes.
Keyboard.
Actually, Chris had the Minecraft realm we were all playing on when Hoosier and Haley and everybody got me addicted to Minecraft, and then he shut his down, and I started one up. So everybody's playing on my realm. So, which is fine. Chris has got an awesome house he's been working on there. So it's one of those things where that's where we were before the Brickworld hype started again. Where everybody started, the show started up again. That's when we were playing Minecraft like crazy. So, So, yep. These guys are all great guys. Yep. So, that's kind of where we were hanging out, where we all started building again. So now that they've delayed Brick Barrel, Alabama, a lot of these guys will probably be back playing again since a lot of the shows they were planning on going to may not be. The next one might be the next Chicago in 2023, perhaps. If I play my cards right. Twisting up arms.
2023.
Huh? What?
Milwaukee 2023?
No, Chicago. We'll talk them into trying to come up for Chicago.
Oh,
I mean, Hoosier would be a good person to try to get to your Indianapolis or Fort Wayne show. I mean, with his layout.
Nice. Yeah.
He'd be the one I'd say definitely shoot up for that, because he'd be good for that one because he's got a good size layout.
I'm in the right mood to tell this story. I have two stories on the term Hoosier. So first one is, I'll start with the darker one. I lived in Northwest Indiana for about 4 years, and it killed me to get an Indiana license after having my Chicago license my entire life. Like, I was very much like, you're raised in Chicago, you look down on Hoosiers. You just do. It's a thing. It's unfortunate. And so that was ugly. And I had my Hoosier license, and people would talk about stupid things between Indiana and Illinois, and they'd say FIPS. You guys are FIPS. And I was like, you realize it works both ways, right? Because the I stands for Indiana or Illinois, and it works that way. And there was a lot of pride. My ex was from Carmel, Indiana, which if you're from Indiana, you know that the Carmel people are kind of snob. And he was very proud of the term Hoosier. And then my current husband is from St. Louis. My only husband ever, by the way, but that's the guy I'm with now. So I'm not with the Hoosier anymore. He takes me to St. Louis for the first time, and he's like, "Oh, this is he's naming all of the neighborhoods to me." And he's like, "This is kind of a Hoosier area." And I was like, "Well, back up. What do you mean, Hoosier area?" And I'm like, did they immigrate here from Indiana? And he's like, no. It means white trash.
Oh.
And I was like, wait, back up. You do realize that he's also Indianians call themselves. They don't call themselves Indianians. They call themselves Hoosiers. And he's like, he was a little fuzzy on that, but basically knew. And then he told me, this is gonna get dark super fast. We're driving through all the neighborhoods. He's like, this is Dogtown. Anybody from St. Louis will appreciate this. I did not appreciate this. He's like, so this is Dogtown. And I was like, oh, cute. He's like, this is the Irish area. And I was like, wait, what did you say to me? He's like, what's wrong with that? And I was like, do you not know what's wrong with that? And he's like, I can't imagine what it is. And I'm like, well, let's wait till we meet your family, because I'm going to poll them, because he's one of 5 siblings. So I was like, I'm going to poll every in-law, every sibling, every aunt, uncle. I want to know if they understand why Dogtown as the Irish area is a bad thing. But Hoosiers in St. Louis means white trash to them, and it means it to them. I'm not using the term white trash myself. It's what they describe it as. And I'm like, but it's a term of pride in Indiana. So here, outside of gas stations, now we're getting into
That's okay. Well, hey. So yeah. So actually, the best part about Hoosier, the person here, he's got that big town, and he made a banner once, and he forgot to proofread it before he sent in for the banner. And instead of having Hoosierville, It was Hoserville. And so Hoserville, the banner is actually in the UK. Brett's Build actually has that banner. So hopefully Hoosier. And actually, I didn't bother to look. Does it say Friday Night Bricks? It does. Okay, I thought I thought I just copied the logo, so it should be pretty good.
My favorite was I had when I was still single, I had a dating app, and one of the profile names was Hoosier Daddy.
Hoosier Daddy.
Genius. I love a good pun.
It's okay. We call Hoosier Sparkle or Hoosier Sparkle Daddy. Hoosier Sparkle Daddy. So yeah.
Seriously?
Yep, that's his new. It's Captain Hoosier Sparkle Daddy. Yeah.
That's a lot of work for one person.
Yeah. So basically, what it is so when I think they went to eat at one of the shows, and they I think they said, what was it? Sparkles group of 6 or something like that. We call him Captain Sparkles. So yeah.
That's a great evolution of a nickname.
Yep. He likes it. Well, or we like it. So whether he likes it or not, it's, I guess, a moot point. So it's been proclaimed. Oh, looking better, Larry. You're getting there. We're almost at 2 hours. You might almost finish it close to the halfway point.
Larry, have you been sorting this whole time?
This whole time.
Holy crap! That's a lot of sorting you got done.
Oh my god, dude! It's
that's
never ending.
lightning fast.
Well, I'm getting down to the bottom. That's why it's easy.
Yeah, there's always stuff to sort.
Well, that was a full table like an hour ago.
Oh well, it was when I started. It was actually up to this level, and it's like so, like there's all the black that came out of it, and there's all the white that came out of it. So I mean, it's just
black and white are the worst.
They are the worst. Black being the worst.
Black is terrible. Oh my god.
Oh,
why does your group create so many pieces in black?
Yeah. I mean, every piece comes in black almost. You got to think.
I just hate sorting old gray and new gray.
I don't bother.
Oh, yeah.
I don't bother.
I don't remember if I sorted them or not. I have to go back and look at that. That was the first collection. A lot of the collections are still unsorted. I mean, it'll be interesting if they ever truly get sorted, but I think the first collection did because they had lots of bulk brick and not a lot of instructions. And most of the ones that came with instructions, I don't think got super sorted. Pulled the kits out I wanted, the trains and stuff, and the rest of it kind of just fits in bins. I'll have to build the right mock to really go back and dig through all that. I don't go to the Pickleback Wall too often, so I'm excited when Chicago stores need to know how many cups and what parts to look for. Yeah.
Okay, are you not in the Chicagoland area?
Can't remember where he's at.
Hey, Jeff. So Jeff just said small light gray and light bluish gray pieces can be nearly impossible to tell apart. Oh, you're in Michigan.
That's right. That's right. Hawkeye's in Michigan. So
Jeff, I just want to say real quick, one of the things that I want to do one of these years is do a competition that's like I want a giant bin of light bluish gray 1x1s, and the competition is find the old light gray 1x1 plate. It sounds sadistic, but I think
it is sadistic, and every AFOL will appreciate it.
They'll be just like, what do we get if we find this?
But it would be part of like more of like a scavenger hunt. So like there'd be other things you could do besides that one piece. I just need to figure out like, is that where do I put it in terms of scavenger hunt? It might take somebody hours to find that piece.
Yeah.
Might.
But it's like I don't mean to laugh so hard about this because again I just feel way too sadistic about it. I think that is something people would enjoy. I just need to make it a part of a flow of things.
Oh no! Wrong purple. Wrong purple.
Hawk, if you want to know locations, you can always check out the information on our website. We have all the information. 1 2x8, the monster pit of 2x4s. Yeah, Bubba, yeah, I feel like it'd be so much easier to find than like one single old grave.
Well, then instead of a 2x8, make it like a 2x3. Or when they make a 2x5, maybe a 2x5. You know? A 2x3 might be tough to find in there.
Trans medium blue exists, Jeff, because it's blacklight reactive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Didn't you see my water?
That's why.
Wait till you see my water under the blacklight. This sucker's gonna be awesome. You can't see it because it's
turn your light off. Turn your backlight off.
Oh,
thanks, Hawk. Ooh, Brickworld just sold something according to my email. Let's see what it is. We just sold 4 public tickets. Thanks.
Does that work? Does that show a little bit?
Hold on. Yeah. Yes.
Crying out loud.
Yes.
So yeah, that's gonna be, and that actually, and like I said, I have a second set of black lights on my canopy. So. So
what somewhere?
Lots of stuff. Well, I've got all the other stuff too. I got the green too, and all the other colors that'll glow in the dark too. So, weapons. I guess I could make some toxic water too. I suppose.
The neon orange is really good against the moon blue.
Yeah, I've got some of that. I got some of that in the flames and the wedges and some of the other stuff. So yeah, it'll be cool. I mean, in the end, it's a matter of just kind of getting it all set up. And then the dragons that'll be hanging from the that one's got to get fixed. The dragons all have the neon green on the top of them, so they'll look good too. And they will probably hang at Chicago because we'll have more time to set that up. So I'll have I got like fishing line and I'll hang them from the top of the canopy. So
okay, flying
or crashing into the sea, and I'll need to get a consensus from my fellow builders, figure out what they want to do. If they want them crashing or whatnot. And I do, if I have one flying, I can play the theme to, The Last Dragon, So.
Good.
Okay, Larry's not going to finish before the halfway point. Dang it. Yeah, actually, Bubba likes the trans medium blue. I'm going to like the trans purple when I get it, when our lug bolt gets here.
Larry, are you down to like the obscure colors?
The what colors?
Obscure.
Yes, all obscure. The light, medium, and dark azure.
Dark azure. I'm laughing at myself. It's mine. Hold on. I'm checking. Who said that? Sorry, hang on. Hawk,
I think like
I don't know my own
location,
website yet, so
locations and dates. I think somewhere or
there it's under the locations and tickets tab. And so I'll read it off right now. We go to Detroit, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, and Milwaukee. And we've done Kansas City and Tampa and Lafayette before. And we're always looking for places to expand to, but we're not jumping on those opportunities. We're vetting those opportunities. So if you have one for us, don't expect like a quick turnaround on it, but
what month is Detroit?
Detroit is September, the last week in September, and as I was talking about earlier, we're thinking about moving it to Grand Rapids. By the way, did the word earlier come across as the word earlier? Because I feel like this is hitting me really fast. I'm very tired. I don't want to be like trapped on a live stream.
No, you're. I think everything's been made sense as far as I know.
Thank you. I'm feeling a little tired.
Okay. Yeah. As far as I know, everything has been on the up and up. As far as I know.
Running a thing is hard. I'll just say that. This is as much as I can give you right now.
I think that's what Kathy always said. Just, you know.
Oh, she'd say a lot more than that, and she'd not be nice about it. Yeah, I think so too. Hawk just said that Grand Rapids would be more convenient. I don't know if Hawk you mean to your location, but I feel like the venue that I found was the DeVos Center. Yeah, we get we get Bama. You want Nashville? I'd love Nashville. I love that area. I think it's beautiful. The reason I want to move it to Grand Rapids is like there is a venue that is right downtown. Our weekend is the same as their art festival. It's not a festival though; it's like a competition. So, like the winner of the art festival gets like $300,000 or something. It's like it's a one of a kind event in the country, and a lot of people come to Grand Rapids for it, so we can siphon off that and like just having that much more there for people to see while they're there, and have that big of a tourist event happening while it's going. And it's like an art walk, so it's like everyone who submits artwork to this competition along like the city's bike path or like the main like commuter route. So I think we'd be able to siphon off a lot of city activity, a lot of tourist activity, and the venue seems to. They told me right away that like they wanted us there, so they were like, "We'll waive all of your contractor fees for like uprights and crossbars if you use our vendor." And I was like, do you know what you're saying? Because who is your vendor? Anyway, if you run events, you'd understand why that's something people don't do. So it seems like they sought us out, so they want us there in the first place. Plus, they're offering us discounts. Yeah, no, seriously, Bella. So I think that would give us another opportunity to like, we can enter like the entire WISLUG display in the art walk, and be like, "Hey, it's part of it. Walk through. You want to see the rest of it? Like, buy a ticket to our show." And Lego as an artistic medium is much more acceptable now than it was like a while ago. I'm saying fast. Sorry.
Fine.
Doc's in, Doc's out.
Oh, Doc out. Yeah. Technical difficulties, perhaps. Maybe you just never know.
Oh, I thought you meant the cup you're holding to your camera. I was like, why is that technical? It's just
that's not me.
orange.
Oh, I'm dropping so many parts. That sounds pretty good. I guess the only thing with that one is, I guess if I was going to go to Detroit, I'd be like, Mom, I guess you're going to have your old friend pick you up in Grand Rapids because I don't know if I want to drive to Lansing and then back. So that's why I was maybe going to try and go to Detroit one of these years, maybe this year or something, just so I can drop my mom off on the way over. Mom, guess what? Drop you off.
It'd be easier for you in Grand Rapids, though, right?
Well, yeah, it'd be a quicker trip, but yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, for me, it's like, I mean, I haven't been to the Michigan one yet, anyway. So I mean, the only ones I've been to is the Milwaukee and Chicago. So you know, the first Milwaukee I went to, I came from Colorado because I was like, ooh,
I remember that.
But in the end, I mean, to me, I mean, it just depends on what I'm doing. If I'm battling with somebody at, you know, one of the other shows, Indianapolis or whatever, I mean, then I pretty much could go anywhere. It just, you know, depends on what's going on with my plate, you know. So
the last two Milwaukee shows have been fantastic.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah. I'll be going back to Milwaukee for the Train Fest in November, but that'll be a basic one. That won't be as much as we have done at the last two Milwaukee shows. I haven't asked Michael yet if he's going to go, but
he's great. Hey, Jeff. I say try it and see how it goes. I think people would appreciate that.
In the end, it depends how big your army is, I guess. If you don't have a large army and that's how you make your army bigger, you know.
Have you done work on what the field would look like?
If nothing else, Jeff, I can always make you custom capes for your guys, and then in the end, they'll all look alike, and maybe people won't even be able to tell that they're from different factions. You just never know. I don't have one of those guys handy. Oh, here's one of the new capes. Nice and shiny.
Yeah, very.
So, I had it on a guy somewhere, but he has run off somewhere. So, cool. Misplaced my piece of paper. That might work too, Jeff. Yeah. Getting there, Larry. You're getting closer. You're getting closer.
You're getting there.
You're getting there. Who needs music tonight when you got that sweet, sultry sound of Larry sorting Lego bricks? You know, most people pay double for that sound. Nice. It's a nice sleeping sound. As long as you're not walking in your dream, you're fine.
Oh crap! Wrong cup.
Oh, fun. Yeah, I think even some of the guys from Zoom and those guys, I think are trying to maybe organize a light year trip to the theater because that comes out while we're at Chicago too. Oh, are you talking about these guys? It's a little harder to build with these, especially with translucent parts. You know, if I had some nice bright non-translucent parts, you know. Actually, no, I need to get a pair of these for Brett. You know, these are very special sunglasses. They see translucent castles, so he's going to need a pair of these. You know, this is kind of like the glasses from Free Guy. Without them, he can't see the castle. With these, he can see the castle. So I have to send him a pair of these, so he can see the castle. Hawkeye says he'll be done in 45 minutes. That's what he says. That's his estimate. He says 45 minutes. You know, sadly, I'm putting these on. You know, these triple. This might just put me to sleep. You know, this room a little darker in here.
Hey Siri, set a timer for 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Counting down.
She needs to be counting down, like, you know.
Now I'm racing the clock.
You should be counting down like 44:59, 44:58, 44:57. That's what she needs to be doing. That way we can, you know. Oh, you know, you're right. You know, but you're right. What'll happen is the glasses will let him see my castle. Well, then he can no longer see panel castles. You're right. It might be a problem, but that's okay. You can just flip them like this. You can just give me one of these things, you know. It's okay. I gotta make sure I save some money for that big one coming. Big castle. See, Triple D cursed me. I'm yawning already. Dang it! Shouldn't have done that, Triple D. Shouldn't have mentioned the glasses. Yeah, see, Larry, this is the secret to mailing to Brett. I guess I'll have to make him mail him COD. I don't know. Do they even do that anymore? I think how many people will probably just say, no, I don't think I want that. Where's that coming from? No, I don't want that. Come from the IRS? COD? No, it's okay. You can send it back. Where's Guinness tonight, Larry? We haven't seen Guinness tonight.
He's sleeping somewhere.
Oh, he's sleeping somewhere. Poor Guinness. Missing a Friday night, you know, Lego stream.
Yeah, I think he's upstairs with my wife.
I think you need to make him a pair of special Guinness red gloves so he can, you know, when he comes in, he can have him pretend he's like building with Chop, you know.
Okay.
We must be pretty exciting tonight, Larry. We got 12 people watching. I think I'm after.
If only I could have those 12 people here helping me sort.
Yeah. Half at least. So.
It might cost you a little bit more money to do that. So.
Hell yeah.
Oh man.
Going with the dark azure now.
Yes, color.
Have you already done the Maersk blue yet already?
The what?
Maersk blue?
The Maersk blue. Did I? I don't think so.
That's probably close to some of those other colors.
Is that this?
Yeah, Jeff said he'd come join you, but he's busy sorting his own Lego.
Yeah, I know, right? We'll all be happy to help each other once we're done with our own.
I mean, he's probably going to want, he might, there's no guarantee he's going to want drinking the beer you're drinking. So just be prepared to, you don't have to make a special trip to the liquor store.
I'll do it.
The last Mayor set they made, I don't think they used the actual like Mayor's blue, did they? They used like medium blue instead, right?
I don't remember on that one.
Yeah, I feel like let's see, what's the right word? Cheaped out on it?
Maybe use the new blue that they wanted to use instead. Maybe, I don't know.
Save money? Yeah, I think.
I know. I have one of the ship's instructions because I got all the stickers. One of the last ones they did.
Or the train. The train was good.
No, the train. That's when I'm contemplating whether I want to bring one to Chicago. So we'll see. I have to try and sell one in the garage sale. Do I need to do anything for that? Am I needing to? Are we needing to get a list from anybody or not? Or do you know what I need to do with that? Or not?
Well, there's not a sign up, but you are on the schedule for leading it.
Okay, so I just gotta make sure I let people know where it is, what's going on.
Well,
I understand that they're sharing space with people and everything else. So,
yep. All of those details are in the schedule on the website and in the program. So
yeah.
People don't read things though. So
well, actually they are, because actually WISLUG, I guess supposedly I never knew this because I've never really been a part of WISLUG until this year. I guess I realized it more. They said, "Oh yeah, we usually do our dinner," and there's so much because of the improv and everything else. I mean,
yep,
they're deciding if they can do it. They were thinking, "Oh, here or maybe here," and I'm just like, I might skip out just because I mean, in the end, there's just so much going on. That's the thing is like like they're cramming a lot into 1 year, and you're like, "Yep, that's it." I mean, you need to, and that's kind of
yeah.
I mean, I'll be ready to teach my workshop next year. I just kind of really wasn't into it this year, and next year definitely. I mean, there's enough stuff going on this year, and next year I can be ready to do it.
So which workshop do you want to do next year?
I will do the building with cloth, like that cape.
Yeah.
I'll do that one again. We'll do the building with cloth, making capes and lanyards, or capes and sails and all that good stuff.
Lanyard. Don't make lanyards. We make them for
tents. Yeah, tents. I was it was the barding. I was thinking barding, and I said lanyard. So the barding for horse barding, because actually,
oh, nice.
I was talking about that on. There's a Doc is a co-host on a show called Good Morning Brickworld, and so
really,
good morning Brickworld. Yeah. How you doing? It's me.
What an intro!
Late night, but okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sunday mornings. Yep, so I was on this last week. Oh, and look at that.
Yep. 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Join us. Yeah.
All right.
What's Doc up to tonight?
I'm just hanging out, listening, for some Chicago Brickworld hype,
We're hyping it. It's not as a big a hype as it was last week. You need to go back on last week's show. There was some
right.
a lot more hype.
Yeah, I know. We covered it. It appeared on put on Good Morning Brickworld as a segment.
Yeah.
Hashtag not a fan of the show. All right. It's okay.
What platform do you stream on, Doc?
We stream on the YouTube on Brick Hive's channel.
Brick Hypes, okay.
Yeah, Brick Hive, BRICKHIVE, Brick Hive, bzz, like a bee. Yeah,
Did you say you're not a fan of the show?
No, Reed is obviously not a fan of the show. If he didn't know that we had a segment from his stream last week, I mean, man, painful. I know a whole castle snafu. I accepted the full blame on that, Reed. But all right,
maybe I'm still not over that yet. Maybe I'm still kind of I'm still boiling about that. You never know.
Okay, all right. Well, it's understandable. But
that's okay. You had some other good people in there. You didn't really need. You didn't need that clear castle guy, you know.
Oh, we needed the U.S. castle perspective. That was what we had you for, because we had that English guy, we had that Australian guy. I was just like, we need the U.S. We need an American castle guy. You know, that's what you guys were. You and Kevin were the American, castle guys. Versus the UK. There was whole guest snafu. You guys was my fault. The UK people, I put that on them.
That's okay. That's why I was prepping while I was waiting, so I was good. I was still kind of I was getting stuff prepared. It's fine.
So is that Laurence?
Huh?
Is that Laurence up there?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right, bonjour, Laurence. And then that's the Mark Larson, right?
I guess.
All right.
Very common name here in the Midwest, so I don't know if I'm the Mark Larson, but
all right. So here we go. Doc Sampson, Virtual News. Good morning, Brickworld correspondent. I have a question for you as the owner of Brickworld Chicago.
Go for it, Doc.
All right. So since Brickworld Chicago will be taking place during Pride Month, will there be any Pride associated events or any kind of merchandise?
Oh, well, look at you.
Yes, so, Virtual News, sir. Right. Virtual News.
It's always, by the way, I don't know, Doc, if you know, June is always Pride Month because we have the last Sunday in June. Do you know the significance of the last Sunday in June?
No.
Stonewall riots.
Oh, okay.
That's why Pride takes place where it does. And unfortunately, the previous owners set up the show to always be Father's Day weekend, which is either going to be the last Sunday in June or the second to last Sunday in June. So it kind of like it pulls me for myself out of Pride, which, by the way, I'm 45 now, so I don't necessarily go to the Pride Parade anymore. But I used to, my first job in the city was as a bouncer at a gay bar, and I ran the Pride float for our bar. So, yeah, of course, that's a big part of my life and a lot of my friends' lives. But we have, of course, we have a lot of diversity and inclusion added this year. I don't know if you've seen the schedule or if you've seen the event description.
I've seen some.
Yeah, okay. Cool. What did you pick up that's new?
Well, I've never been, and since I wasn't gonna go, I didn't want to bum myself up by scrolling through it all and going, look, another thing you're gonna miss. So I was just kind of like,
Yep, very dense, very dense. So you're not going to be there with your amazing blue light glasses and your green.
Not this year. No,
we don't get to see you. All right.
No, we'll have a correspondent there, Titanium J. Look out for him. He'll be there.
All right. Well, tell Titanium J that we have our coordinator who is in charge of FFOL events, which I think has changed in the last 3 years to WAFOLs, Women Adult Fans of Lego. She changed her role to Inclusion Coordinator. And so she's running a couple of blind builds that aren't necessarily listed as anything to do with inclusion. They're just about like people getting together and trusting each other. So we have those. We have the Women's Brick Initiative Social and Brick Alliance Thought Exchange, which is listed. So if you know enough about, I guess the best way to put it is like, if you know enough about like inclusion and diversity, you'll know what a thought exchange is. It's a trademark term. Thought exchange, one word. We're running one, but it's listed in the program as inclusion in the Lego community. So we're running one of those, and we have also the LGBTQIA plus meet and greet. And we have again, like I was just saying, the Women's Brick Initiative Social, they all run into each other in the same area, and ending with one of the blind builds. So there's plenty of opportunity for people to just like be together, be themselves, and invite other people to discover inclusion and discover diversity and discover being an ally. And it's part of the whole experience. And I feel like since I've been there, we've driven towards that. I think there are a lot of people in the AFOL community who I might have been the first gay person that they ever met. And I've heard that year after year for quite a while, because it's been 14 years now that we've done actual in-person events, but 16 that the brand has existed. So there have been a lot of people who have expressed to me that I've been their gateway to the LGBT. Oh, did Larry just die?
I just took a dive off my chair.
Yeah, that was.
Make sure you put that in the.
He's okay. He's okay, folks.
Put it in the newsreel.
He's got that button. He can push that button.
Oh, Larry,
I've
did you
fallen and I can't get up. I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh.
Seriously,
Help! I slipped on a brick and I fell off my chair.
So is there going to be any merchandise like rainbow T-shirt or anything? You know, no.
There is, in a way. So there's
In
not.
a way.
There's not an easy way to get it. There is.
Is it ever?
You gotta be the right person. And what I mean by that is like what I've done is I created I designed this year's exclusive minifigure. I created, so there's 750 of them, because everybody who gets a goodie bag gets the exclusive minifigure. Right. And I created one just for a group called the AFOLs to hand out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they have the they have control over those, and so they'll hand them out at certain events or to certain people who are are showing the sort of energy they want to promote. And as a AFOL myself, like, I'm not trying to say that like we have a certain way to include that in the entire event, because I want the event to be open to everyone, even people who have never experienced another gay person or really know yet that they're an ally. Because that's all that's out there. There are allies, gays, and people who don't yet realize that they're allies. And that, when I say gay, by the way, I mean the entire queer community. And so what we have is an extra giveaway for people who show up and support diversity in the community. And the AFOLs have there, for when you show up to the LGBTQIA plus meet and greet, they have rainbow flags for you to add to your brick badge.
Oh.
Which is really fun. Yeah, right? Yeah, I think so too. I have one of them, and I don't wear a brick badge because I hug people too hard and it breaks brick badges. So I don't wear one myself because I'll just break mine all weekend. But it's really nicely done. There's a lot of care put into it, and it's people who just like, they don't want to. And we as a brand, of course, Brickworld, don't want this either. We don't want to like force anyone to be in a place where they're not ready to be. But if you are curious about it, or if you just curious about being an ally, or if you feel like you're in a place where you've never been able to express it, of course we'll support you too. But we want to be there for people who are who don't have this in their own community, wherever they're coming from. And it's very gentle sort of inclusion for everyone. And like, the most important aspect to us, of course, is making sure that people who feel different feel accepted at Brickworld, and that's every last person there. Because how do you describe to someone when you first meet them, like, oh, I also play with Lego, the minute I leave work every day, every weekend, like this is my side hustle. Side hustle is my hobby, building stuff out of like a children's toy. And my art medium is Lego, and I have a giant train yard in my basement, XYZ. And then it does fit in very well with like what members of the LGBTQIA plus community go through, where there's just like a bit of shame attached, a bit of like needing to like ease people into it, and like we're trying to make it easier for everyone to meet up with both and to be able to express themselves and be able to accept new people that they've never been around before. So it's a very good topic to ask me a question about, because I can go on forever about it. So I'm sorry if I've
I
run.
know. That's okay. I was afraid. I'm like afraid to ask more questions because I'm like, good Lord, how long will this go on? Just kidding. Thank you so much for answering my question. You
Of
didn't have
course.
to.
If you have more questions, I'll do my best to be concise. I just want to lay out the groundwork for like myself, like who I am. And then of course what we're already doing there. And if you give me more questions, I will try to run a timer to answer them in 15 seconds or less. So go for it, Doc.
I don't have a list of questions. That was the only one that was the only one that came to me when you were talking earlier and said you had a husband. I was like, hey, it's Pride Month. Let's ask and see. So
Yeah.
That just came to me. That just came to me from your conversation. But do you have one of the figures from Brickworld Chicago from the goodie bag? Can we see the goodie bag in advance? Don't tell anybody. We're looking. Can we?
Give me a second because I have to
All
pull up the torso. I think
I meant like a physical one. I've seen the picture.
I don't.
You saw the picture.
They're not. They haven't been.
Oh, bummer. They're not been video.
So we have like I think I said this in a previous stream 2 weeks ago, in that we're doing the Castleman figures that are merchants. And I made one that's like just a little bit more chesty for the gay foals. And the reason that
More chesty. Okay.
a little more revealing.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant okay. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
The reason it made that transition is as I was making it, I kept asking my husband, I'm like, what do you think of this? It's pretty great, right? And he's like, well, it looks really gay. And I was like, but it's not. That's not why I made it. I'm not trying to make it gay. And he's like, well, there's just too much pec and abs in it. And I was like, but that's how medieval people lived. If they were merchants,
they were merchants. They had 6-pack abs. Those merchants.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Come on.
So like I moved up I kind of tucked
Close
it.
the shirt. Let me just close her hair, and I'll button up a couple buttons. Are you happy now, prude? Dang, oh man. I'm living free. I'm living free over here. But you can
Exactly. And so I had both files, so that's why I made the normal quote unquote one for the goodie bags, and then we're giving since I had the print ready, I asked our printer to make 100 of the gayer one.
The gayer one. That's gonna be a collector's item now. It's gonna be a collector's item.
I hope
Brickworld
so.
Chicago 2022. Yeah, you need that. That doesn't show enough chest. That's not the good one. That's not the good one.
We also have like we also have kind of like an inclusion spirit award that we're giving that Bruce, who is the founder of the Gay Foals, to kind of like spend the weekend with people and like find somebody who's not already heavily involved in those groups to just kind of give an award to as like someone who is like an ally. And I know Kevin's on here now. Who just
Wagner?
Go on forever about anything. Thanks, Kevin. I know I can, and I'm feeling really self-conscious tonight because the whiskey hit me faster than it normally does.
Okay, that explains the answer.
I'm very tired. I'll do that. I do that stone cold sober. I'll go on forever, especially when I'm feeling self.
You're just a rambling man.
But, Kevin might be able to help me out on what we're doing with Bruce for our inclusion award, and we leave that in the hands of the Gay Foals to go so that we don't necessarily have the time, myself, my staff, the coordinators, to find out who's doing the best job out there, like really bringing everybody in. And so we want to make sure that we have someone on the ground who has like the pulse of it, who's like looking out for this sort of thing, to be the person who gives that award. So, yeah, that's in. To make a long story short, way.
I know the timer's over there beeping, going beep 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 beep.
Yes, we have lots for a diverse community.
So are the mocks separated by category, or is it gonna be like the friends? Or friends are over there. Please tell me you have the friends way over, segregated way over there. You know, away from everybody else. No, they're included with everybody. They're all mixed everywhere. There's not like a Star Wars section, Jurassic World, nothing like that.
No, we don't do like I think the only convention I've been to who has done anything like that was BrickCon, who has like castle, space, and city. That if you have any of those categories, you just go and you go to these poor coordinators who are like trying to like make everything fit.
Right.
We just ask for display space, sorry, by person, and so whatever you are displaying. And there's a lot of diversity in these groups who want to too late.
Okay.
I love you,
It's all over. So if I had a friend and like they had a space next, we could like scoot our tables. We could scoot them. Like,
don't move your tables. We are chalking the floor, putting your tables exactly where they're supposed to be. Do not move your tables.
Okay. Sorry, Mark. Sorry.
Way to go, Doc. Give people.
I'm pushing it back now. I'm pushing that table back. Push that table back. Damn it, he's looking.
I will rip your styrofoam head off your body.
My head is not styrofoam, but that's okay. That's okay. He's one of those people. All right. Okay. It's all right. It's fine. I'm used to the felt hate. It's okay.
There are a lot
I thought you'd be all inclusive and whatnot, but that's fine.
No, not for styrofoam. Not for smart ass styrofoam. We're all lined, Doc.
Ouch.
We love you anyway.
Okay.
We love you for your personality.
Not my body. Oh, damn you.
There are a lot of lugs out there that don't require their members to build in a consistent or like what's it called? I'm missing the word, but that's because it's late on a Friday and I've been drinking.
So they don't have to build the same theme.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have to be matchy. Let's call it.
Right.
Yeah. Some of us build in clear. You know, this weird colors.
Yeah. There's so many.
We try to talk them out of it too. Yeah.
So many of it at the Chicago show that we have groups that would be out there that would be hitting every, like NALTC is a great example. They don't have a standard that says like you have to build this way. You don't have to build. They have a railway standard, of course, because their trains have to match up. But they don't. Have to, they're not like you have to be city standard at minifig scale, and you have to be like make sure that this train yard thing makes sense. They have everything from like licensed stuff to like city to castle to space to all sorts of like obscure sort of things, and they let every member of their lug do whatever they want to, and so we want the entire experience to be just as exciting as walking down a row and seeing several different things to keep yourself like inspired. So like,
plus you don't get bored either if you're like, this is the 500th castle I've looked at,
Right.
Breaks it up in your head too. You're like, hey,
exactly.
And then it's new.
One person who has like a giant castle that they want to bring isn't forced to put it in a castle section where they might be like, it might be drown out a little bit or like might blend in a little bit too much with like what's around them with something that doesn't necessarily match. Also, at the same time, if we create a standard that everyone's supposed to be in the same castle area, they're forced to kind of match something. We want everyone to be able to express themselves in their creation.
Yeah, it might stifle them, yeah.
So that was a minute instead of 10 seconds, but I'll do my best. Next question.
Next question. I thought we were just having a conversation here, Mark, even though you hate me, but that's fine.
I knew this morning when I woke up I'd be talking to a puppet before I went to sleep. So
I'm a felt person. I am a felt person. Please stop using the P word. It's just insulting.
I'm sorry. Oh, I called you styrofoam. That's why you were offended. You're felt.
That was, oh my God, that was, I didn't even go there. That's just like, wow. That's another species.
Like,
I mean,
you have like a soft foam structure behind you, right? And
Well,
maybe cardboard or something to make sure that
I-
there's structure.
I have brains and a skeleton. I'm a human being just because I'm made of felt. I mean,
Doc, send me a scan. Just get a scan.
anyway,
I
I'm
know.
sorry, but my doctor says I'm not allowed to share medical information with a
of course.
non-professional.
No, HIPAA law. We have those in Illinois. You're fine. I get you.
Do you think that? Do they think that? Or is there more mock space this year than last year? Or
No.
the year before, or whenever it was?
Well,
Same
last
amount
year-
of space.
Yeah, thank you. 2019. I was like, last year there was virtual space only. Blah blah blah. So no, there's the same amount of space. And I was talking about this earlier. Oh no, it wasn't on here. It was on a different live stream. I've had a long day. What happened this year is I decided to move forward with like trying to, well, I guess not trying to force people, but offering it to everybody who had large display requests to lower their tables and heighten their tables. So if they had like 8 tables in a row full of mocks, they say instead of doing a straight line of like 1 by 8 tables, can you do like a 2 by 3 and add a couple tables to the side? Why I choose 8?
Reconfigure it. You're like, can you make it in this configuration?
Yeah, you do like a low one up front and a high one in the back. That way you actually have, double, you have double the space, right?
Precisely. You guys just put it much more concisely than I'm able to right now. So thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I think WISLUG is doing a little bit of that. I know. I think
Yeah.
groups do
And
that because
the people we asked to do that said yes. And so I'm excited about that because it makes it more accessible for people who are like 3 years old or like people who are in wheelchairs. Like it just makes it gives everybody more access, gives like a little bit more a better backdrop for a lot of things. Oh, Doc just died. Where'd he go? I was talking to him.
technical difficulties. Yeah, in the end too, it's like, I was down low a couple years, and then that was the joke. I think when I came the one year and I was part of WISLUG, I says, "Yep, I'd be on the floor, but I joined a new lug, and so I now have to be on tables." So, but maybe one of these years I'll go down low again. In the end, I want to make sure I can have a spot to hide all my boxes and stuff.
Your display would be great for that because there's so much to see inside of it. And you can build your walls taller if like people can see down at it and like
Well, the tower too, with Memorial Tower now being almost 4 feet tall, it'll level that a little bit more too. But we'll see this year. We'll see. I haven't really thought about trying to go to the floor, but in the end, I'd have to see. I have to see how many boxes everybody's got. I'll have the most. I can always put them back in my van, but I'd have to see.
It's so much more fun for like, especially being 5'7". It's so much more fun for like. It's a great way to invite people to see more about what you built. You know.
Oh yeah, and then so I've done it a few times. It's nice. This year being 3 years, it might be better to be on a table because of the space requirements, boxes, and everything. This year with with the fact that probably a lot more people and.
No, we have so many tables that agreed to be lower. I am going out to my brother-in-law's place next week to cut more gauges.
More of those special wooden risers.
I just want to make sure that we have enough in storage that can take care of all the tables there in case the entire like convention wants to go lower. Because it'd be nice if they did, like people be able to see in more. People like kind of appeal to the kids more. And like we can all like when we're hanging out and checking out everyone's displays, which happens a lot because there's a lot of social hours at Brickworld. We can just hang out on the floor,
Well, the nice thing too is if you're doing stuff down lower, it's easier to kind of basically walk on your display basically to get to center sections. Or in my case, I got a couple really nice knee pads like they're cushions. Seat cushions from Menards has some really nice ones for the knees and stuff. And so, in the end, you never know. It's possible. It still could happen between now and then. I just gotta make sure all my co-conspirators are up for being, that low. So, I'm sure at least one of them wouldn't mind being down playing with the kids while he's playing with his castle.
Right.
But
I don't understand necessarily why it's such a hard transition
I mean,
Playing,
yeah, I've done it. I think if you've done it a couple times, you see how much definitely dust you get on your stuff. But in the end, that shouldn't be a thing. Is you're gonna either take it apart or clean it anyways. So, but
Right.
you just never know. I mean, it's one of those things where people learn as they go. I mean, or somebody like myself who's done it can talk others into hey, you sure don't want me to try this and see. I mean, in the end, it's kind of cool to be down. It's easier to fix stuff. Obviously, I did make the mistake the one time. Says, oh yeah, this is great being down here. I can walk to the center, and I stepped and slid like 3 plates of the thing. I'm like, well, that's not supposed to happen. But let me fix it.
and we can set it up where, like, if you don't tier your tables, then you have to cut some of your display, because at a point where we're bursting at the seams at 100,000 square feet, we've got to make some sort of like regulations for getting in to make sure we get everyone in. And so if you really don't want your stuff low, then you're not working for the community. I hate to put it that way, but it is that way.
That way you say, those people who have the bigger space, is there a way for you to try to get closer to the ground, so that there's, so not only are you making it easy for everybody else to see it, but it also offers opportunities for us to maybe try and put something higher behind you or whatnot too.
And
especially with the bigger displays, because the bigger displays are taking up more space too.
And
so.
a lot of
never going to be a size limit.
A lot of clubs have expressed that they don't want to reduce the space that they have to like hang out inside their island, but like we have to let go of that, because for the majority of the weekend we have the entire hall, so you can hang out outside your display and have the same sort of like fun time. Being able to socialize, and we don't want people to necessarily stick to their group while they're there. We want people to meet other people and like share resources.
That's how you meet other people, is by going to other groups, because eventually you're going to want to. You're eventually going to have know other people, because you're going to want to learn stuff from these other members that might know how to do something that you've only dreamt about, and we're like, wow, that's how you do it. That's how you learn how to do bigger, better, cooler stuff, is you just so
there's no size limit. Is there never ever going to be a size limit? Like, you can't have more than 12 tables. You can't.
There is a size limit in a way, in that we need for to be able to appease the fire marshal and make sure that we have room in the aisles for even without the fire marshal, just for like crowd control and like just general flow of the public. We don't want any aisles wider than 24 feet, which is a lot, and they can be 24 feet by 80 feet or 100 feet or whatever we have in that room. But we really don't want to burst that aisle size, so that we can get down. It's very easy for us, based on the maps we've put together, to have 24-foot 24-foot islands with 15-foot aisles, which leaves us 12-foot aisles for the public. And we had a little bit of a miscommunication this year, so we might have a lot of 8-foot aisles. We may have a record number of public attendance, but it's easier to manage in my mind, because we have 2 less public hours a day than we do for the expos. And so we're going to see how that works this year. This is like another, let's see how this goes, because the first year of Brickworld, pardon me, COVID and monkeypox at the same time. That's why I'm coughing. We had like 8-foot aisles at the West End. I'm sorry, 6-foot aisles. 6-foot aisles. And so that room was packed, even with like what would pale in comparison to like recent years that we've had of our public numbers. And that room was very, very difficult to get through. We just adopted a dog, and the foster family happened to go to the last year of Brickworld Weston, and their son. Oh God, pardon me. Sorry. Their son had had a skateboarding accident, and he perforated his liver.
Oh Lord.
He had to be in a wheelchair, and so we couldn't do. They have 6 children, and they're all in sports, and they were all doing stuff for the summer. So they're like, let's take him somewhere where it's like his day, and they took him to Brickworld. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. They took him to Brickworld in 2012 at the West End, where it's like the aisles were so small. And they said they're like people, like the other public were like pushing his wheelchair out of their way and like stepping right in his way and like pulling him away from a display so they could get in. And I was like, what? I'm like, first of all, this was like more than 10 years ago, so not my problem. But also at the same time, thank you for sharing with us, because we want to know about these sorts of things, so we know, like, to tell security like what to watch out for. But we do our best to make sure that everyone has room to move around. We know a lot of AFOLs, like the expos, are all about the public. The convention is about the AFOLs. So if like AFOLs don't want to be around the public in that crowded room, a lot of them just vacate. So we want to make sure that like people feel comfortable with the space that they have, but their display is not going to be pushed into when they're not there. And so we try to make as wide of aisles as possible. And we've done that this year. They're as wide as possible, but narrower than 5.
It should still be good. Yeah, I mean, in the end, it's like you said, you do the best you can, and like you said, I mean, and we haven't had a show. I mean, at Brickworld, Chicago in 3 years. So I mean, in the end, nobody knows what it's going to bring. Obviously, the AFOLs, we're excited as all get up. Especially if this is like your main convention, you don't really go to the other ones. You don't go to Brick Fair, you don't go to BrickCon. So you're looking forward to that. But then also, like you said, I mean, everybody's been building, hopefully, and they're just looking forward to even seeing their friends and stuff. And like you said, you had mentioned about Richard and Ashley, and you're right. I asked Richard, and he's like, we're just displaying this year. We're not vending. I was like, oh, okay, which will be cool for me because the vendors, they work their long hours and then they're like gone. You're like, wait. We're not going to hang out, And I hung out with Richard and Ashley for a bunch of the years. Maybe not the last year at the West, and I might not have known them very well there. But once I met them at the one in I think 13 maybe or 14.
Yeah,
we hung out a lot.
Were convention until we moved to Renaissance.
No, they drove their Mustang up to the one at the Westin. Yeah, they had their Mustang.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah.
She was Ashley was at my first inspiration presentation.
Yeah, so I mean, I really got to meet Richard. He was in probably, I think it was probably 13 because that was the year I think I donated the hobby train and something of Taylor's. And he bought the auction, and we sat and we had a good cry. We had a good cry that year, and so we've been friends ever since. He's actually printing me some special Friday Night Brick panel bricks for my co-hosts, so they've got something to put on their badge if they want it. They'll be wearing shirts anyways, but they got something that they can put on a badge too, or in the building. So like I'm hoping to have some red ones so that Mr. Larry here can sneak one into a Deadpool building mock, possibly a castle. And then Jesse will get one in like dark gray to put in the building, and I'm gonna get one in clear or something to maybe put behind clear. But I think I'm getting like 20 of them. So a couple of handouts to sneak into people can put into their mocks or their rail cars or something.
13 was the first year at the Renaissance.
Huh?
13 was the first year at the Renaissance.
Yep. That year, I think I stayed at the Red Roof Inn down there that first year, and then I ended up the next year. I think I roomed with Mino for the next two. I think 14, 15, and then maybe even 16. I know 17, 18, 19. I might have been with Matthew, Kevin,
Oh
and
yeah, Matthew K.
Tommy Armstrong. Yep. So, and I think with Kevin kind of parting the hobby, it's like I'm kind of new roommates. But yeah, he sold the last of his collection last weekend at his yard sale, so he's done the Lego hobby. He's still an artist, still doing stuff like that. Whether or not he'll ever do more like logos and stuff, probably not, but at least not for like a Lego related one. But yeah, so kind of sad to see him go, but I mean, if you had him as a friend before, definitely he'll still have a lot of those friends. So I mean, we'll still talk to him about stuff other than Lego, maybe paving bricks or something.
Yeah, I try to hit all the posts that I can. I'm not sure what I have to offer him yet, but I want to support him in whatever he does. Are these all transparent bricks you have left? Are you putting in one bin?
What are those, Larry? Oh, Larry's just he's just cutting it while he's got a chance. What are those, Larry? Are those all translucent or what are those?
All translucent stuff.
Ooh. That's right. Translucent, go into its own bin. That's all it needs. You'll be back? Okay. We'll be here. So that's fine. Yeah. So my translucent's in a bin. Or bins. Oh, 45 minutes. Okay. Yeah.
That was it.
It was good. 3 hours, under 3 hours. Pretty good.
Yeah, okay. I mean, like down to the second.
That's good. It's good.
I don't know. There was a lot of scooping at the end.
So, Doc, what do you think? What do you think of the banner? You like the banner?
Does it light up? Or was I like seeing a special effect or something?
Oh my God! Does it light up? No, it's a banner. The banner. I dropped off.
Trick of the light, because the word bricks looks on my phone. It seems like every once in a while it will go dull and then go bright. So it looks like must be the light on your computer channel.
No, and then I dropped off shirts today to get printed with the logo on the back. So the three, Larry, myself, and Jesse can wear those at the show and do some.
And they have their name. You have your names on the front, right?
Yeah, just first names. Yep. I just have first names being embroidered on the front. Yep.
All right.
So, yeah, we'll look the part. I mean, obviously they'll just be polos this year. I mean, bowling shirts were kind of hard to procure last minute, so maybe next year for the 5-year anniversary of Friday Night Bricks, maybe we'll have bowling shirts. Have the shirts we really want.
And will you be broadcasting live from the floor of Brickworld Chicago on Friday, or the hotel,
Friday,
or no?
Friday night is the charity auction. It's at least 7 to 9, and so we will definitely be televising that. So, and because that's kind of a neat thing, they do put all kinds of interesting things in there. So we'll do that because there's something in the auction, hopefully this year, that's usually been there the last 4 years that I like to bid on, and so I want to be up there for that. But we'll try it from there. I mean, that's kind of up in the one of the upper ballroom type rooms, and so we'll try that, and then maybe from the floor a little bit. That's the goal. I mean, we'll see what pans out between now and then. In terms of, do I get the mobile cart I really want to haul the computer around in, or is it something where it's going to be stationary, and then will I have room to kind of set it up on some boxes or something behind the layout? So, I mean, in the end, it might be something where somebody will go with a mobile phone and walk a little bit. So, we just
all I gotta say is test it all out before broadcast. Don't be like, 5 minutes to broadcast. Let's see if this will work.
That's the best way to do. That's the best way to do a Friday Night Bricks. That gets the most views when we have technical difficulties. You didn't know that? That or Chester. If it's Chester or a technical difficulty, those have the most watches on a Friday Night Brick stream. I don't know what it is. Maybe if we combine Guinness and Chester and us and a technical difficulty, maybe that'll get like 1 million views. You just never know. I mean, that might,
maybe.
Or maybe we need to have Guinness chewing on Chester. Maybe that's what it is. That's what it is. I'm gonna have to take a trip to Colorado and get that one done. Or ship Chester in a box with some air holes or something, so he doesn't freak out on his trip to Colorado. I need to get back out there for a show. I mean, I want to come to one of the shows. Hobby Expo doesn't exist, so maybe Train Show, maybe the Rocky Mountain Show. How was it? That was this year already, right? Early in the year. How was it at the Western Complex? Was it good?
I didn't go to that one. Ken did.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how the new venue worked compared. Well, the old ones we were in a hallway, so I mean,
Well, he said he really liked it. So yay.
So yeah, that's good. That's a good thing that it actually. I mean, that's what I'm kind of hoping for, because obviously before we were in a hallway, which wasn't bad. We were by the food. We got lots of activity. It was still pretty good. So, you know, I definitely can't keep up with that band chat. I jumped in a couple. I jumped in that one. That person is trying to sell all that castle stuff. Of course, right before Chicago.
Right.
Right. Just, you know, yeah. I might have to try and buy some of the small sets if that'll fit within my price range, or, you know, maybe look and see if some of them are available after Brickworld, which maybe I'll have funds, or part with some old worthwhile Maersk trains or something. You know, if the person was switching to City, I could make maybe some nice trades, but you know, but yeah. So yeah, I saw they've got some nice stuff. I mean, I couldn't tell if some was sealed or if they were all used. I couldn't tell. So is that a newer member, Larry? You know what I'm talking about?
Who?
I don't know. Somebody selling all those castle sets. I don't know if that was a.
Oh, I don't know who that was. It must have been a very, very new member. Yeah.
Is that the one? Is it Anna? Anna Bunce. Yeah, she's got. Yeah, she looked like she had a lot of castle stuff. I'm like, woo. I'm like, oh, you know, it must have been the one in the store. Probably I saw all the time buying all the castle sets, going, wow, I wish I could buy that stuff, but Lego doesn't pay me enough for. Oh, I'm working on this really cool city I'm going to build with my friend in Madison, who now has pretty much disavowed the friendship, and you know, I got all these worthless city sets now that I'm going to have to get rid of. You know, if I get rid of them all, I better not suddenly at retirement say, "Oh, I'm ready to do that city now." I'm like, "Yeah, well, good luck, have fun." Wait that long, I'll be too late. So. Nice lighting, Doc.
Cool.
Nice, big. I like it.
There you go.
Now, does that fig have the short legs in too?
No, why would I have short legs?
I just envision Doc as kind of a shorter felt type. You know, it just feels like, you know.
Yeah,
he seems a little vertically challenged. I'm just picking that out. Maybe
vertically.
Con seems tall, but Doc seems he looks vertically challenged. I'm just kind of.
Yeah, watch it.
I'm like,
hey, I'm trying to be
sensitive
without
feeling you're feeling.
What a liar!
No.
When you're 6 foot plus, you shut your mouth about height.
Hey, you know, being tall isn't always a godsend. I'll tell you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, poor weed.
Don't make me hair shame you again.
Exactly. Go ahead, Larry. Go ahead.
Do it. Come on, Larry. I dare you. Come on. Do it.
It hurts me too, but go ahead, Larry.
I've been kicked.
They like to do that on the other streams. I figured, you know, what the heck? Let me do a little bit of that. I like to, you know. So. Well, I'll throw some stones at your glass house. You know, what the heck?
Aww.
So let's see. Oh, there are those Chippendale train station legs that are dark blue and are medium height. Yeah. Well, I'm not going there anymore. Now I've ruffled some feathers, so I'm you know. I know. I'm sorry. I've ruffled some felt. I'm like, my bad.
very short felt, so don't worry too much.
Oh, and I can see that the ghost back there. That almost looked like a plant when I first saw it.
Yeah, try to put the camera in the right spot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
So we'll make it big screen again, so it's easier to see. Yeah.
I see him floating on the floor. Trying to keep him out of that black area, so it doesn't look like he's outside of the room. So I need to shift the glass. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
And we need less light overhead to make that effect work.
Yeah.
So if you guys know the history of Pepper's Ghost,
Who?
Pepper's Ghost. So that's what's
No.
causing the. If you see my screen, I have the Aztec warrior as the ghost in the temple, but I have 7 lights on it in this room, so I can see when I'm building to encompass the rest of it and hide the light source. If you've been at Disney World, I think Disneyland too, they have the Haunted Mansion ride, and if you go, like, one of the first rooms that they bring you to is where all the waltzing couples are. The ghost waltzing couples are dancing through the dining room. It's a Pepper's Ghost effect. If you want to know what Pepper's Ghost is, like, Google it real fast. It'll explain to you what you're seeing in that. It's just light reflecting off glass at a 45-degree angle to the viewer. And so the ghost image has to be like 45 degree angle off of the original image. I can explain this as in words forever, but you won't get it unless you see a diagram. But like, that's how the Disney World haunted mansion banquet room works, where all the couples are dancing around the table and they're all ghosts. But when you're on the ride the next time, and I've only been there like once in my life, even being gay, like, Disney is not a big thing for me. So I went with an ex-boyfriend, and he was also a magician. Well, what do you know? Like, life is weird. I had a gay magician ex-boyfriend.
That's cliche.
Pointed out to me that, like, the glass that was at a 45-degree angle to the banquet room in the Haunted Mansion is like, he explained it to me what it was before we got in, so I would know before I got there how they did it, which I was kind of unappreciative towards, because I was like, it's a really cool effect. But a young magician in the early years of Disney World in Florida was resentful of them using this simple technique to create a ghost in the room, that he threw a rock at the glass that created the illusion. And so you can see it, because it was a huge piece of custom glass to make the entire effect work, instead of replacing the glass, because the mansion is above that first step of the ride where where that room takes place with the ghost couples dancing, they messed it with a spider web. So when you go over that room and you see the spider web, you can kind of see exactly the angle of the glass, and it kind of gives away the entire. The Modern Rogue YouTube channel did an episode demonstrating the effect. Yes, thank you. Look that up. Google, search on YouTube right now, The Modern Rogue, and you'll see what I'm doing. And it took me a long time because I'm an amateur magician, meaning not a magician at all. It took me a long time to get the ghost inside the room because it was like, originally the way I made the angle and the distance from the back of the room to the actual figure who was going to be the ghost were so close to each other that it looked like the ghost was way back through the doorway. So it didn't look like anything but a minifigure sitting inside another room. And when you get the let me see if I have a cover here to block or I'll just go turn off some lights. Hold on. You can see how much more it shows up. When the lighting is right, I think I have it right now. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
You can see him. So I need to backlight the room so there's light behind it because you see too much of the glass right now. You can see the reflection on the glass. Also, I have really oily skin, and I've moved that piece of glass several times. So those are my fingerprints, mostly you're seeing. So I have to clean the glass really well. I also have to transport it without... Oh, my camera just died. Sorry. Hold on. Let me...
All right. Technical difficulties. This is just what we need.
I was just going to say that.
Chester, where's Chester? Quick, the Chester cam.
Yo, what's going on? I think he's staring at you, Con. You're watching, giving you the evil eye.
I'm on my phone. Everything is so tiny. I'm just like, what? It's like he's trying to show this ghost. I'm like, I don't see a ghost. Like this.
Well, he's not right now. He's got a black screen, so yeah.
Right, I know. But when he was showing it, I was just like, what? What? I don't see anything.
Oh well, when he was showing it before, it looked like It looked like the legs on the ghost were hidden on the early shot. And
well, I'll look on it on the computer because I'm gonna clip something for Good Morning Brickworld. So.
There you go.
Sorry about that. So exactly, the legs were missing earlier, so it looked like it was outside the room. And again, those are like what's ruining it right now are my fingerprints on the glass. And I will downlight it from behind the ghost to make that the glare on the glass disappear, because right now I have an umbrella light at like the corner of the room, and it's kind of ruining the entire effect because you can see exactly where the glass is. Like if I move it, you see the ghost move, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, right there in the center of the room, but it's that glare on the light that makes it happen. So it's light sitting on the ghost in the outside of the room, which is at a 90-degree angle to the room that you see, and then the we need more light coming down, like directly down on the temple itself to make it.
Where's the figure at?
The figure is off to the like the way you're looking at the room right now, the figure is in a room perpendicular to that temple. So the figure is not actually in that room. That's why it moves so easily when I just wiggle the glass like that.
I know. That's why I was just like, well, where is it? I was like,
yeah,
it's not there. It's got to be somewhere. I'm like looking around, like, what's going on here?
So that the cave entrance type of thing you see from the side will mask all of the outside
extra light and whatnot.
Exactly. It's masking all of the trick itself, which is just, by the way, is just a perpendicular room, which mostly when they do Pepper's Ghost in real life, they paint the room that it's in black. However, in Lego, you have to hide all the studs. You have to make sure that there's no other sort of, because that's where the room where the actual figure is where it connects to the next module for the collaborative. And so I had to like not just make a gridded connection like you normally would with a tall module like that. I had to like mask all of the gridding. And I was like, where's my black brick? Which of course, as we just discussed with Larry, like Lego makes most of their pieces in black, and we have a ginormous excess of black brick. I was able to pull it all out, and of course, like very easily mask it in black. But as I was looking at the image originally, I'm like, what are all these other shapes? And then I was like, oh, it's all of my masking for the taller modules. Because let me pick up my camera real quick. I'll show you the rest of the module. This is going to be like a side sort of. It's going to be very hidden. If we don't show it to you, you will not find it on your own. And what we're doing with the entire display is way outside of this sort of hidden area. So I'll kind of give you an idea because I've had to pull it apart. The leader of our collaborative is very much about being secret until you find it. But because it was too tall for my bin, I pulled it all in half, so you won't know what's going on. Let me hit some lights, and I'll move my camera to show you the entire thing. Here, this one. There we go. One more. There we go. And we have water damage in the basement, so this is kind of pressed up against one wall, so you won't be able to see all of it. But like, so there's the temple, of course.
Oh, cool.
Just underneath a larger mountain. It goes this way. I've got tons of bins in front of it because we're moving. But there is the stairs to the temple. The temple is in pieces. Hold on. Back here. Where is it? Oh, I'm sorry. I can see it with my eyes, but not with the camera lens. Hold on. It's behind this bin here. Oh, that's very blurry. I'm sorry. So the temple is there, and there's my whiskey glass. So there's the other part of the temple. We're getting pieces ready for that I just got in from Bricklink. And then the mountain itself is here. Hold on, wait for focus.
Focus. Ooh, nice.
So the house has to be behind the table. I push the tables up against my my work table. So there's the buried temple of it excavated, and here's all the mountains of it. And the rest of the temple has been disassembled so that I can make sure it fit into my bins, because the collaborative got taller in the time that I was not paying attention. So they asked me to raise it 4 bricks, and that got way outside of my storage transportation bins. So here we go. Sorry to make everyone seasick. Try to like focus back on the screen as I put it back on the tripod so no one gets sick. Okay, sorry about the transportation. Back in the tripod. You might see some of that at Brickworld, and I emphasize might because I don't know when it's going to be finished. Because I've just now been. This is like 2 years worth of work with a break, and then trying to get back into the entire production of the show. And now I have 1 week left to fill out the rest of the work I did 2 years ago. So it's a miracle this all survived as long as it has.
Looks good though.
Thank you. I think there's going to be a lot of copy building just to like get that same texture of the mountains. Where I would have liked to make it like more organic, but I think I might just like mirror some of what I've already built, just because it needs to go quickly. Otherwise, I won't be able to make sure that my collaborative group is
Keeps you on staff. Maybe, you know, if you don't finish, you might
yes, exactly.
take drastic action.
Right. Which we should, because as like running the event now, they should not have to depend on me to do anything elaborate. And also, I don't want to be part of the group in the future to make sure that like there's no sort of I guess the appearance of
Favoritism or something. Maybe?
yeah, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Favoritism when it comes to awards, because we've won best collaborative the last 4 years in a row. Or Kevin, is it 5? Was it 4 or 5? But we hit the record either way. And if I'm part of the collaborative, I just feel like it would start to like
Now, now is that in terms of now with you changing the group and stuff? Was that like more of like a large group layout then, basically? In terms of okay.
Yeah. And it's always been like there's only been one level of group layout in the past for like how we award group collaboratives, but we split it this year into small group and large group. So and it's the size of the group, not the collaborative, that's being measured by. So we have 2 awards categories this year. One is large group collaborative, meaning the amount of people who contributed. One is small group collaborative, meaning the amount of people who contributed. So hopefully that will give us some more room to award people for their work. And I love the awards very, very much because they're somewhat like coveted and people want to strive to earn one. The issue with it that affects me is that like when people don't get A nominated, B don't win, it kind of pulls the wind out of some people's sails.
Yeah.
And I don't want anyone to have a bad time. And I want people to produce their best for Brickworld, but there's so much there. There's 100,000 square feet of stuff, so it's really hard to like make sure that everything that's great gets there, gets recognized.
Well, hopefully a lot of people are truly there. I mean, in essence, you're truly there kind of, you know, to be having fun too. So like in the end, that's kind of, for me is, I mean, now the old Hope Castle has won an award. I mean, obviously this has changed, but I mean, my goal, I mean, I made it smaller, which the goal is so that I could probably be part of something else and not have to be the center of the attention. Because if I went with the collab with my old castle, I mean, that would take up 90%. It would actually be almost impossible to do the layout we did this year without being almost double the size. And I mean, thankfully, I need to have that much space. So, I mean, in the end, it's, you know, I mean, in the end, I mean, even if we don't win awards, I mean, the goal is we're having fun. I mean, obviously, I'm gathering the people that you know, we have fun with. And so in the end, I mean, it's been 3 years in the making. And so obviously it kind of sucks that I'm working so much last minute to do it, but that's kind of how it happens. You know, the ideas have been floating around for 3 years and, you know, things change and you still have fun building it. It's just, you know, sometimes it's just, that's how it works, frantically building at the end, you know, but the goal is to look good for the amount of space that we have. You don't want to look bad, you know, and have that much space. I mean, that's why, like with what we do for Milwaukee, that's why I figure, you know, I'll use the same space. I'll make it work. You know, I won't go bigger. I mean, technically, maybe could have gone smaller, but in the end, the spacing probably would have looked a little weird if I went too much smaller. So in the end, it'll look good, and that's why I'm frantically building water. I mean, which in the end, I shouldn't have too much left. I shouldn't have too much left. I'm thinking maybe if all goes well, maybe I might do more snow, which I have tons of Mills plates of that. So in the end, maybe half a dozen more water plates. So
I
No
think
one else builds last minute read. You know, hey, I just made the changes to that castle collab, the other castle collab, because I just saw the changes come through like last week. So
it's Wagner, ignore him.
yeah, I know. He's just trying. He's trying to trigger me. He's getting close.
The button pusher.
He's a button pusher. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's easy to say to yourself that like you want to have fun and you don't care. But when you bring your best and you don't get nominated or recognized in that way, it does affect like maybe your self-esteem or like your idea of your place in the community, and you want to be a leader when you're doing new stuff and you want to be recognized if you feel like you're doing something innovative. I understand that there would be hurt feelings over awards. However, for every category, we have one award and hundreds of people competing in the same category.
Yeah.
So only boiled down to 5 nominees. It's hard, and we are changing the entire process. And we're going to do our best to be very, very transparent about it. Where instead of having 2 award coordinators, we have 9. And they're each in charge of 4 categories, and they are each finding 3 to 4 judges to work underneath them to make sure that we're diversified in between. Like,
hey, how's it going? Not done yet. How's it going?
Not done yet. Oh,
Good. I had to jump on from hearing Mark's discussion, so I would say 3 or 4 Brickworlds ago, I came in really wanting to get nominated for an award, and I don't think my builds were good enough to be nominated, but I had convinced myself they were, and I pinned everything on whether or not I got that nomination, which I didn't, and I was so upset about it, and it just ruined my Brickworld because I was so focused on that, which wasn't the priority. And I got to the end of it, and like I look forward to this all year, and I put all of my eggs into the getting nominated basket. And I was very upset. And then I didn't go to closing ceremonies, and I would have won a UCS Sandcrawler if I'd gone to closing ceremonies, which would have changed everything. So either way, it was an eye opener for me about why am I going to Brickworld? I'm not going there to get nominated for things, and that doesn't matter. It's going there to see friends and enjoy the entire event. So.
Yeah,
That was I'm glad that happened to me because it's completely changed my outlook for the event.
Yeah, I mean, basically in 2016, I was with one of the guys from Texas in a group with, I think, oh gosh, who's the one that works that's in Milwaukee that's got the works at the comic place, the Space Classic Space. I'm having a brain fart.
You're talking about. I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name, but
yeah. So he's in Milwaukee. Yeah. So he was in that. We were in that little group. There were about 3 or 4 of us, and so I mean, I got nominated for best large building with the castle, and then the guy from Texas with his castle at the wall got nominated for best large building. And then I walked to the back of the hall and saw the Polish Bank, and I walked back and I said, "Dude, we are not winning. Be happy we got nominated, but we are nowhere close to winning." And that year, I think I won a judges award, which was fine. I was like, in the end, I mean, Hope Castle's been there many years. I enjoy loving taking it, changing it up, whatever. I mean, it doesn't need to win an award because it's got its own purpose, and it's not about winning an award. It's about the message it conveys. And so in the end, that's why it's now smaller. Thanks to Scott up north, it's got Memorial Tower and Clover of Hope. Those were his suggestions, and so it's truly got the right meaning now, and it's smaller, so that I'm not taking away all the attention from Chop's base or Jordan's base or whatever. So the goal is to kind of, and that's it. You want to have fun, and the more connections you make, the more chances you can do things like that and say, "Hey, I saw you had that last year. Do you want to next year maybe do something together?" And that's how it starts. I mean, and it just steamrolls after that. So
yeah. And that's my best advice for people. And I'm glad because you nailed it just right now. I wish that I wish we didn't have the awards because they have become like somewhat of a source of contention for some people because they have those expectations for being rewarded for what they're bringing. But I best reward for displaying at any convention, not Brickworld, every convention, like build what makes you happy. Like you've got to be happy with it. You got to make this hobby about you and make sure that this time you're spending out of your life is for making something that makes you happy that you've built it and happy that you spent the time doing it. It doesn't matter if you get a red brick at the end of the weekend. It matters that you feel like you did. It matters that like you feel about the time you spent doing it. And build for yourself. Build for yourself always because it's your hobby. It's your life. It's your expression. And so doing it that way and keeping that the focus is probably the best advice I can give.
Yeah, in the end, the castle has won awards at other shows. In the end, the one that probably means the most is the one that it won in Colorado at Denver Brick Fest. Best castle or best medieval, whatever it won. But in the end, Carter Baldwin designed the telescope that was on it. That actually is in the barn at every show now. I mean, so in the end, I took that, and then actually Jim, who is deceased, the AFOL, he is looking through his own personal telescope in his barn at the shows. And so in the end, it's I used part of that award, and it's been in the castle area since I won it. I mean, that's even a better trophy because I get to use parts of it, for that because it was built in kind of in memory of him because he was at the previous year's one or whatever. Yeah. In the end, it's not about. I mean, you win, cool. I think I got nominated at one show for something, won a different category. In the end, it's But in the end, I don't expect to win. I mean, and I don't care if I win anymore because in the end, I've won once, nominated once, and then now it's just have fun, build it, enjoy it, do other stuff, teach people how to, like you said, teach people how to make. Stuff. Go and teach others how to
how to mute themselves. Damn.
What? Doc, you want to get kicked? You want to get kicked?
I'm like someone was talking and I could barely hear them over the scratching of bricks.
That's probably not done yet. He's probably making all that noise. Larry's muted, so I know it's not him. Unless it's you.
It was Larry. It was all Larry.
No,
I would say so. It was Larry. I'd blame Larry too.
It's Kevin. I haven't touched our group.
That's why he turned his camera off. He didn't want anybody to see it with him.
Well, the other thing I like about Brickworld is that now there are other lugs that are putting out bricks for recognition, which I think is really cool. Yeah. Plus, I really like the tradition of the previous Lego Master or the Master Builder Award putting out things on other builds at the next Brickworld. So I think those really help feel more included as part of the group, and I think that helps a lot too.
Better recognition, better recognition too, because it's from a master builder.
If I can call
that some judge guy, some judge guy. Who cares?
We call that model that's left on your displays. We call it a Gujic because it's named after Arthur Gujic, who started the tradition with just scorpions. By the way, so it was a one-piece model. He just left scorpions on everyone's displays the year after he won Brickworld Master, and sadly, very tragically, passed away in an Uber accident.
Wow.
The year before our 2019 show, and he was a genius and a visionary, and was very much about talking to other AFOLs about how they responded to his work to make sure that he was expressing what he wanted to the most that he could. I think he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way just because he was he had a very dry sense of humor, a very dry sense of humor. But he started the tradition, and they used to call it something different that I did not like the name of. And so now that he's passed way before his time, just want to make sure that everybody knows that when they get something on their display at Brickworld from the previous year's Brickworld Master, it's called a Gujic.
pretty cool stuff. I've seen some of the ones that they've done, and it's definitely pretty cool. I mean, it's not something to, and people will ask. I mean, and those of us that have been there many years will be able to say, oh, you know what? That's from last year's Brickworld Master or 2019's, because we haven't had 2 years of Brickworlds, but
Yep.
that's what they do. They thought there was something very unique about your MOC, and they wanted to say, thank you for doing such an awesome job. You might not have got nominated an award, but they still thought a past Brickworld Master thought that was an awesome creation. And so in the end, it's just kind of hold on to it, put it somewhere cool, and it's it's just something to add on, and
I feel like that's a better award. That's
We
the award to go for.
make sure that the Brickworld Master from 2019, who is Amanda Fuke, by the way, our very first Brickworld Master, who is way outside any box you could put a builder in. She's very artistic. She's very she works with shadow and light like no other builder does. So that's a unique first for us, somebody who doesn't fit into a category at all. She has done a very cool, very small shadow puppet to put on people's displays this year, and we gave her the opportunity to make several hundred of them, so that like anybody who just had the tenacity to display for the first time gets one if she puts one out. So we gave her like a very wide swath of giving out several hundred of them, so that if you just had the guts this year to like be out there and put your work out there, you're likely to get one. Not guaranteed. I can't guarantee it. It's a lot of work, and there's a lot of displays this year, more than we anticipated, of course. But we're trying to do our best to like make sure that anybody who goes out there and says, I want to share this with the community, gets rewarded by the previous year's Brickworld Master, because we want everyone to feel part of this. I was the previous year's Brickworld Master and was confronted with 2 children younger than TFOLs who were in tears that they didn't get a Gujik from me. And I was like, I meant to do it this way, and I'm sorry I missed. But being confronted with someone who's like having a horrible day because they didn't get a Gujik model from the previous Brickworld's Master was a slap in the face for me, where I was like, I thought I did this right. So we're going to make sure that people get them. We hope that it inspires everybody who shows up at the show and is willing to display.
What did I miss earlier? I heard my name getting dragged through the mud.
Oh,
There are so many things you did wrong, Larry.
You're just getting blamed as usual. No big
As
deal.
usual. Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's too late to try and fix all your mistakes at this point, but just
Wow.
just be better next time.
Wow.
More the same. More the same.
Yeah.
No, somebody was making brick noises, and we were blaming. Everybody was blaming you.
Mhm.
Yeah, Larry, why were you making brick noises?
Even though your mic was muted, you were still making brick noises. I thought that was
It's weird.
peculiar. You
So
were
weird.
you must
Auto blame.
Reed, that's a mute point. You don't even need to bring it up.
Is it that time already of the night? Okay.
Kevin, I mean, he comes with dad jokes. Dad jokes included. There's a little asterisk when he arrives.
Oh, and at some point, Kevin, I still need to collect too at some point.
You need to collect your pound of flesh.
I think it was 50 pounds of flesh, I believe.
Jeez. Well, I'm losing a couple legs then or something.
Oh no, it was 50 sawbucks. My bad.
Yeah, no, I know. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know. Cool. Comes into my thought once in a while, my thought process. So how much stuff you? So what? How much left you got on your stuff? I did make all the changes to my castle. I don't know if you saw that. I did the. It changed the path, so it's. I mean, I took a picture of that, and then I changed the path, the little path from the house to match to get up to that road.
Yep. Which I think you had already done before. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I just lengthened it because now that the path had changed, I want to make sure that connected with the path, and then. Do you have any more of those? Do you have more of those blue, the blue tiles, like shield tile type things? Do you have more of those?
I think I have a handful yet.
Because I did make the change for over the archway that I share with Philip. I put the bricks in there, so I just would need just the 3 of them for right there or whatever.
I think I have those.
Because if not, I don't know if I had extras, and I can't locate them right now if I did. So just figured if you had some, I just ask. And did that change? I did the inside arches; those are done too. I have studied Stuart's arches very carefully and made sure I think I got the right height and everything. So that should be done. And then and then just ready for the second house. I did find my awnings or whatever, gutters or whatever for the house. I found those just the other day. They were in another bin of project support parts. So I should be good. My stuff. We just need that second house for the hole, and then we're good. So I'll be ready
sounds
to go.
good.
Yep. Well, when I went out stores the one day, I just was like, let me get these done. That way, it's done. I can go full force on what I need to do, and I did it. And I mean, basically, if for some reason there's a follow up with the road or anything, I took the tan and put it over the top of the road. I basically took out some of the road tiles and put the gray studs I had, the pearl gray studs. So in essence, I mean, worst case, if something happened and we had to go back to the other one, I still have it technically underneath a little bit, so I could still, if something had to happen, I could do it. So just as a worst case.
Yep.
So, not that would happen, but as a worst case, it still would be possible. Because I was thinking that just in case. So should be ready. Should be good to go. I'm just gonna make sure I got all my figs and everything to go with it. And anything else? I think I added a few more walking plates, and I'll bring those too in case people want to. If anybody needs to lift up the ingots and put down some studs for walking on or whatever. So I'll bring those just in case.
Yeah. I've got another collab I should probably get started on soon.
Another what?
Another collab I should probably get started on soon.
For this year or
which one, Kevin?
Yeah, for this Brickworld.
Yeah, which one?
No, you wouldn't. You've never heard of it.
Oh, I haven't. I doubt that.
Probably the same one you're working on, Mark.
Is it the WISLUG Castle Collaborative?
No, I haven't really. All I've done for that is put together the notes on it. So I haven't touched my WISLUG Castle collab.
So is it the Unspoken Eurobrick Collaborative?
It is. Although I have started.
Yeah, we're in.
It's just. What was that?
Are you on the high side or the low side?
High side. I'm not really worried about the low side. Low side's a piece of cake.
Okay.
The high side has been daunting.
What percentage do you have done?
I should have it mostly done this weekend. But
that's not a percentage, Kevin.
That's not what?
That's not a percentage.
I'm close to a quarter done right now with the big part. The same part that everyone else is having to sink time into.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I was hoping to have most of my other collab done this last weekend, and that did not happen. I was really hoping I was going to get it built. This weekend seems like it's going to be a milder weekend, so I do think it might be possible this weekend. So we'll see.
No, I'll be pounding through that this weekend, so I should be able to post stuff on Sunday night. So,
Think
but no,
you
it's
can join
work has
Jesse's stream
been.
on Sunday night, Kevin?
What was that?
So do you think you can join Jesse's stream on Sunday night?
Oh, is he having it this Sunday night? I might be able
We
to.
are. We should be.
What time?
Are we going to talk all 3 episodes, or are you going to try to hold us back on episode 3?
Well, we might have a little bit longer show because we might be talking Kenobi and The Boys.
Ooh. When does The Boys premiere?
Like yesterday or today?
Yeah, first three episodes are out.
Which one?
The first 3 episodes
First
of
3. Oh, cool.
season 3 of The Boys.
Yeah, start with sounding.
That's Matt's favorite graphic novel, so I don't think he knows that. I'll surprise him with it tonight when he gets home. We'll watch that instead of like Russian Doll or Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm. I'm a couple episodes into Stranger Things. I'm not as happy with it this season as previous seasons.
No, the whole Hopper storyline is just dumb. That's why are we wasting our time?
Yeah, I haven't gotten too far into that yet.
Soft advice is Stranger Things.
And the longer episodes really drag out more.
They should stay in Hawkins, and they should not go to California or Russia.
Yeah, nothing's happening there. It's like it has nothing. It's like if there was some sort of there's a Soviet experiment that's allowing evil Soviet people to transport into America. Then yeah, let's cover the Hopper storyline. But it's just Hopper in prison. Who cares?
Right. Or Doc, do you care about like Elle with
Her social life?
society at a roller rink in California?
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna guess you're gonna say no.
No. But I feel like that this season they're trying to flesh out everybody's character, and so that's why everything is just dragged. It's like everybody wants a part, so everybody gets to have some time, and it's like really. There is a main character of the show.
In the
follow the main character and just let everybody else go. Okay.
In the previous seasons, they've been able to flesh out everyone's character in context of what's going on with the Upside Down, and now they're trying to like flesh out everyone's character outside of it. And we're like, where are the monsters?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the people.
People are the real monsters.
Boo.
Ooh.
We already know that. Come on. That's why we're watching TV.
Hey, you know Robert Englund is in the cast this season, right?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's the I believe he's the old well, I don't want to spoil anything, but I believe he's in jail.
Oh, okay.
Look it up, actually, to make sure I'm talking about the right character. He's in the credits, and I thought that's who he was. Lego and horror movie fans are very glad they tuned in. All 12 of them. Let's see. Stranger Things.
Yeah, they don't like to talk about. They don't like to talk about DC on the superhero spoiler stream. I'm like, it's called the Marvel spoiler stream. There's no Lois and Clark talk. There's no Young Justice talk. We don't talk about Naomi. It's just fun.
Is there a new Lois and Clark series?
Yeah, Superman and Lois.
Is it on like WB?
It's on the CW.
CW, whatever.
Yeah, but it's a little. I like it because it doesn't play out like all the other CW. All the other CW shows seem like they're just cookie cutters of Arrow. This seems different, and so I watch because it's about Lois and Clark and dealing with teenage sons growing up in Smallville. They moved to Smallville. They left Metropolis, so it's a little bit more focused. Yeah, I find it interesting. It's a different take on superheroes, so that's what I like.
Did you watch Titans?
The TV show?
Yeah.
No, when they cast a non-orange alien, I was like, I'm out.
Did you watch Doom Patrol?
No. I never really liked them as the comic book. It was just like, I don't know. I didn't like any of their superpowers. The only one that I thought was interesting was Robot Man. Everybody else, because he's trapped inside that robot body and everything. And everybody else just
Brendan Fraser.
They're all just kind of dumb. I mean, they kind of became a little bit okay when they adopted Changeling and Marv Wolfman wrote for them a little bit. When they were kind of interesting, but the whole premise was just, to Umbrella Academy.
Hey,
so it's like, and I like Umbrella Academy.
So sorry, Matt just came home and someone got off the stream, but I did confirm I was right. When you find Robert Englund in Stranger Things season 4, he's in jail. That's all I'll say because I don't want to spoil anything. But he's in jail, and he's still alive, which surprised me.
Yeah,
but he's not bad at all as an actor, considering his entire previous screenography was based on the campiest acting you could imagine because he was Freddy Krueger. So it's all just ridiculous, but he's very, very good at who he plays in season 4 of Stranger Things. On that note, good night.
Are you leaving, Mark?
Yeah, Matt just got home. We're gonna eat dinner and we're gonna watch Stranger Things. Sorry, this has been it's been a really hard month for me. So I did not realize that I was gonna get on this and be all relaxing and having a drink or two, which turned into me immediately slurring my words, and I'm a little embarrassed, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're a lightweight. That's fine.
Yeah, I know, right? Getting lighter by the
Get right in, Mark.
This is Friday Night Brick. It's fine.
Thank you. Thanks.
We will not you are not judged by your slurs, so you're fine.
We've been on with Dude Jude. You're good.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was I had a moment tonight where I'm like, what's happening to me? I feel like I'm in slow motion. It's just because I'm so tired.
And the good news is, Mark, there's only one left next week, and then we're done. So
Precisely. Hopefully you guys will see all of this self-abuse payoff in Brickworld this year.
In the end, I mean, we probably will. I mean, in the end, it's all about just kind of talking about the show, letting people, like you said, helping people who are tuning into the show that want information, they want whatever. That's what we're here for. Plus they can rewatch it later too if they want. I mean,
and Brickworld is not about me embarrassing myself. Brickworld is about the community and the people who show up, and it's about growing the AFOL community. It is the last thing it's about is the people who run it. We will set up a structure. Brickworld is all about you guys taking the structure and doing what you need with it to make your hobby in your life the strongest it can be. And that will always be the focus. And so as much as I can come on a Friday night and embarrass myself this way, that's not what the show means. And hopefully it's not the focus. But it's always, always, always about the community first. And I appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate being able to be here tonight and promote it. And I appreciate all of the camaraderie and building on a Friday night because I need to catch up on building, and it was nice to talk with friends while I did it. So thanks.
Well, you have yourself a good evening, Mark. We'll let you go, and we'll.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Mark.
You're welcome, Kevin Wagner. I get it. Good night, guys.
Night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Yeah, I should probably get going too. I gotta get up early and build. So.
Okay. Well, we'll
quick
catch you.
story for you, Kevin.
Go ahead.
Very quick story. I ran into this salesman. It was a coffin salesman. He was trying to sell me a coffin. I said, "Dude, that's the last thing I'll ever need."
Yeah, I just saw that on TikTok a couple days ago. I laughed out loud about that.
You
So
got TikTok?
yeah,
Well, it
that was a very good one.
Migrated over to Instagram. That's where I saw it.
Yeah.
You kids and your TikTok.
You kids and your interweb
You kids.
and your face
Oh,
tweets.
So, Kevin, did you notice this weird thing hanging behind me tonight?
I'm on my phone, so no, I did not.
Oh, it's
Is it a banner? Is it
It's
a
a
banner
banner.
day for you?
It was a
So
banner
it's a
day for him.
banner day, yeah. And I got shirts ordered too. So yeah.
Nice.
right, yeah.
We'll look like a crazy team when it comes to
They
Chicago.
look like they know each other. They'll be
Yeah.
like, what?
Like we know.
All right, crazy team, assemble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Shake
Night,
it
Hawk.
up.
it looks like Hawkeye's going to bed. Everybody's going to bed.
So might as well. Are we ready to end it then?
I think
I was
so.
surprised you guys were still
Oh,
on when I got home.
It's almost midnight. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we didn't have the big panel we had last week, but in the end, if we've got people in here, we're not going to just end it to end it. So, but
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and end it. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week for the last of the hype shows, 1 week before the Brickworld show. And so, I mean, bets are off on who will be there. Mark will probably be here, but hopefully we'll get some other people in here too. So, everybody have a great week. Keep building, and we'll hopefully see some people at Chicago. And we'll see you next week.
Cool,
Bye,
cool.
everybody.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Oh shoot! Actually, I did hit that wrong. I hit the wrong button.